Welcome to the greatest movies about Gen X Tournament Challenge.
Not even supposed to be here today.
Dear Mr. Vernon, we accept the fact that we had to sacrifice a whole Saturday in detention for whatever it was we did wrong. But we think you're crazy to make us write an essay telling you who we think we are. And you see us as you want to see us. In the simplest terms, with the most convenient definitions. But what we found out is that each one of us is a brain, and an athlete,
and a basket case, a princess,
And a criminal.
Does that answer your question? Sincerely yours, The Breakfast Club.
Ours is a story that can only be told across multiple podcasts and decades.
10! Where have you been for 10 years?
I freaked out. I joined the army. I work for the government. I went into business with myself. I'm a professional killer.
From 80s pop to grunge and writing to finally being an adult, we will debate the best movies about the best generation ever.
If I'm here and you're here, doesn't that make it our time? I didn't exhale.
Works for me.
The highs, the lows, and a whole lot of dead-end jobs will be explored.
Say a prayer for the youth of America.
I don't know. Drugs are out, sex is out, politics are out. Everything is on hold. I mean, we definitely need something new.
Everybody knows that the days are loaded.
So join us all, GenXmixtape, GenXGrownUps, Society Owes Me a Gen X podcast, and Project Gen X, because no one else is looking out for us.
Not your fucking khakis.
Ew! Get off of me! Ugh, I'm
And without further ado, the greatest movie about Gen X begins now. Or whatever.
Joe, it's Rex Manning Day.
What, no applause?
You met me at a very strange time in my life.
Careful how you mention pig. John will get mad.
Yeah, we never quite covered that on this show at all. But I think you and I have differing opinions on that movie.
I loved it.
So.
I'm in John's corner on this one. Welcome to the
Project Gen X. Welcome
podcast.
back to the Project Gen X podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Alan Smith, along with
I'm the other guy, Big Dave.
And I'm Barry.
There we go. And we are here to do something really kind of fun that
let's be honest, this was your brainchild.
you know, as we're recording this, we were in our Studio 2.0.
Which is awesome.
And
Yeah, it is.
And this movie, March Madness of sorts, you know, this tournament that
Sweet
we're doing.
16, March
Yeah, well,
Madness,
it's
you know.
we're starting. Yeah, I mean,
We start with
it's
32.
Starting with 32, and you know, to crown the best movie or the greatest movie about Gen X.
Yes.
I always I have to make sure to emphasize the about, because
Yes.
I know people are going to be like, well, why isn't this movie on? Well, those movies are not about. They might be Gen X movies, but they're not about Gen X.
Yeah.
Much like Studio 2.0, this tournament originated. I take it back. The germs of this originated a while back, because Dave and I had talked about it. You know, it's kind of one of those things that I was like, I have this idea for this thing, and blah, blah, blah.
Right. Wait, yeah, that sounds cool.
It sounds cool, but it sat on the back burner for months and months and months and months.
And then I came.
Once we decided, hey, let's do this, it all happened in just a matter of like a couple of days.
Yeah.
And much like Studio 2.0, which was a thought of, hey, I should do this on a Tuesday evening, and then by Saturday morning, as we're recording this, we're sitting in the studio.
He's not wrong, folks.
No, he's not. He's really not.
One of the good things about well, we won't get into all that. So anyway, so yeah, here we are. We are going to do our bracket for the.
We ended up with greatest Gen X in the East region.
We have the Eastern region. And we will leave all of the links in the show notes, as well as we'll say, where to go to hear the other brackets.
Yes.
Because we are getting some help from our friends at GenXGrownUp, as well as GenX, the other Alan and Dave
at GenXMixtape.
I still say those guys need a berry too.
You never know; they might wind up with one.
You never know.
And then our friends from across the pond with Society Owes Me a Gen X podcast. Yes,
Waving it across the pond.
I know it'll walk across the pond
that way. That's easy.
So we're all taking a bracket for this initial episode, and just letting you know what's going on here. We're all going to take a bracket individually. We're going to debate ours down to basically the Elite Eight.
Yep.
Is what it comes down to. They're going to do the same, and then we're going to get together and we're going to try to get everybody together, or we may have to do it in pieces. I don't know yet. Again, one of those things.
This may actually get released in May sometime.
Logistics were not the thing that was on my mind.
Alan is not big on logistics.
We promise it'll all be done by 2023.
Dave and Barry have known me long enough to know that I'm like, hey, I got this idea. Let's do this thing. How are we going to do it? I don't know. Let's just do it.
So usually me and Barry end up having to take the reins and kind of put it into a.
How screwed are we when he's the idea guy?
Yeah, well, you know.
This is different from every other time we've done anything with him.
Fair.
So, so we're gonna try to get all or as many of us together, via Zoom more than anything else, because we're all spread out.
Yep.
To debate the Elite Eight, Final Four, and champions. And Barry being one of the more organized of our bunch.
If Alan is complete chaos,
yes,
Barry is complete order. And I
know this is all D&D.
I'm
somewhere talking about.
So Dave is chaotic neutral. I mean, what?
Yes.
Now, hey, am I chaotic?
Because I can go either way.
Am I chaotic good or chaotic evil?
No, you're straight up just chaos.
Okay, just in general. Okay.
You're full on chaos,
which means I'm neutral.
All right. Jeez.
No, you're definitely chaotic evil. I changed my mind.
Why am I feeling the urge to roll for initiative? I don't know why here.
Where are the 20-sided die?
Exactly. All right. So just to kind of make sure everybody's on the same page, and all these rules were sent over to all 4 podcasts, so everyone kind of knows what the guidelines are to go by this. We basically broke it up into 3 different criteria, for lack of a better word. The first one is the soundtrack. How easy do you remember it? Is it still listenable? Do you remember it as singles or as kind of a whole? And really, the most important, how integral was it to the actual storyline of the movie?
Yes.
Was it just kind of there as filler, or did it really feel like it was kind of interacting almost as its own character?
Right.
Second one is Gen X representation of the characters and the story. Essentially, do you know that guy? Do you know that girl? Mm-hmm. Was that person in your high school? Was that person somebody you used to work with?
Was that you?
Was that you? Exactly. The reliability of the storylines and the relatability of them. Is it something that's just so far-fetched? It may be a great story, but it doesn't talk to you.
Right.
And, the other thing is the relevance of the time period. Is it something that is truly Gen X-centric, or is it something that's more kind of...
of the time.
Yeah, to steal a line from Disney, is it a tale as old as time? Or is it just something that really could only nail down in that? And the third,
have I ever told you how much I hate Beauty and the Beast?
I kind of figured. That's why I threw it in there.
Of all the Disney movies that were
all the Disney movies and all the joints and all the world,
but especially in that Renaissance that happened in the late '80s, early '90s, that is the one movie that I'm like, no, screw that movie.
Yeah,
that
but you got to get props on one thing. It's the second Disney movie Angela Lansbury ever did.
Okay,
so And the third one, like I said, is staying power. Not just rewatchability, but also, how relevant is it? Is it something that is just so out of touch that you're not going to be able to watch it anymore? Or is it something that kind of you can still get some relation to?
That's not 100% true.
Okay.
What you said about Angela Lansbury.
Okay. What was the third one?
Second one she voiced in. Mm-hmm. But remember, she was also in Bedknobs and Broomsticks.
Yeah, that's her first one.
Yeah, but you forgot Fox and the Hound.
Oh, I did forget the Fox and the Hound.
She is Todd's...
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Wow. Look at you calling me on my Disney.
Hey.
All right. Fair.
Fox and the Hound, was another one of those childhood traumas.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. You're not wrong.
Disney loves to traumatize children at a young age.
Disney
so.
loves orphan children. You know?
Yeah.
Disney's
so
just evil. Let's just call it.
it's you're not wrong.
All right.
I mean, look what they've done to all our favorite properties.
Ooh,
That's not 100% true.
that's a podcast for another day, right there.
Yeah, that we could really go a deep dive on that one. So,
But instead, let's go to round one, boys. I know.
all right,
Here we go.
So, our first matchup.
are we just going to start at the top and
We'll
work
start
our
at
way
the
down?
top.
Start
and work
top
our way
and work
down.
down.
First matchup was, and by the way, we did seat these.
We seeded it. Yes, we did, and we went through. And,
Well,
and if you don't like the seating, blame Barry because he did it.
Yep.
Yep.
I would. All right. When I did. All right. If you guys saw my video that I dropped on Instagram where I did the draw, I said that the guys at GenXGrownUp got the tough bracket. I was wrong.
This was a tough bracket.
We got the tough bracket.
Can I tell you something?
There is no easy bracket.
I was about to say there is no easy bracket on
but
this one.
this one in particular, I sat here and looked at it and went, "Son of a bitch!"
Yeah. There's a few. I mean,
there's two
that
of
were
these
tough.
matchups in particular that I'm like,
Yeah.
there were
literally, it's me taking one of my dogs out in the backyard and
And
putting
shooting
it down.
it. Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
You're having to kill your darling.
And
I know.
before we get going here, let's be clear. None of these movies are bad movies.
None of them
necessarily.
are. There are
None of these are
none.
unwatchable movies.
None.
I would beg to differ on one.
Oh,
of them.
shut
Okay,
up!
well, you know.
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah,
too.
I do too. But, none of these are truly bad movies. And, they're all going to be touchstones. They're all going to be something that someone from Gen X is going to be able to go, oh, I remember watching that. I remember watching that 50 times
Right,
or whatever.
Right.
But it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a representation of Gen X. That's the key. That's what we're looking for here.
Right.
So,
in some shape, way, or form.
exactly. All right. So, matchup number one. Our number one seed for our bracket, Empire Records, versus our number 8 seed, and I know a lot of people got pissed at that, Heathers.
Yes. I don't disagree with the seating so much on this bracket in particular.
You just didn't want these two to go head to head.
This one doesn't bother me as much as some other ones we're going to get to.
Okay.
It's still going to be a good debate.
Okay.
Let's start with Empire Records since it's number one. Actually, no, let's start with the underdog. Let's start with Heathers.
Okay.
Released in 1989.
Yes.
Stars Winona Ryder.
Christian Slater.
Star-studded cast.
It really does. I mean,
Shannon
Shannon Doherty is in it. Hold on, let me pull it up here since I'm so organized. I know there's more, but it's... And who directed this movie? Because I think that...
Still has one of my favorite shout-outs to somewhat of an indie artist, the fact that it was called Westerberg High.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Just cracks me up every time I see it.
Well, yeah, it's Paul Westerberg.
Exactly.
From The Replacement.
Yeah.
We all know how I feel about The Replacement.
He loves it.
I love
Yeah.
Replacements.
He loves
This was released March 31st, very close to when we were recording this, 1989. It the budget of $3 million. Opening weekend did $177,000, $247.
Yeah,
it grossed about $1.1 million in the U.S. Worldwide, $1.16 million.
I mean,
So it was not a. I admittedly, when I first heard about this movie, where is effing? Who directed this?
Not sure. I can't remember.
Oh, Michael Lehman.
Okay.
I did not discover this. I remember hearing about this movie the first time I was in high school. Someone telling me about it. They had rented it on VHS.
I think most people saw that or like on HBO or something.
I saw it maybe a year later on HBO.
I saw it where somebody had videotaped it off of HBO and brought us the VHS tape because we weren't paying for HBO.
Oh, that's fair. At least you're being honest on that one.
I can guarantee you I saw it on a free weekend.
Yeah.
Maybe weekend is what it was. And I was like, oh, I heard about this movie. And like the first time I saw it, as a teenager, I didn't quite get it in the fact of I didn't realize how much of a I hate to say parody because it's not a parody. Is a satire.
Satire?
How much of a satire this movie was. It was later on whenever I watched it again, and I was like, oh, I get this now.
Yep.
Very, very, it does. It has that Gen X. We don't take anything seriously.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of nihilism.
A lot of anarchy.
Yes, and because that's the whole thing. Christian Slater's character pretty much is just the
it's rebel without a cause is what it is.
Yeah, but he's pretty much the
guy's name is Jason Dean. Come on.
Yeah, it is.
Well, but the character is pretty much the Allstate guy, the I am chaos, whatever.
Right. Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
Mayhem.
I mean, it's a mayhem. That's what it is.
Here's where I have a problem with it being a representative of Gen X. It's only about the elite of the high society preppy group of Gen X.
To your point, Dave. So I actually went through and
that's fine.
I broke this out into the 3 categories: soundtrack, representation, staying power. So to your point on the representation, this is what I got. I basically said this movie shows more of what we wanted it to be in the 90s instead of what it actually was. It didn't really have any representation other than the lunchroom scene. The lunchroom scene where they're going around and talking to everybody, where you talk to the stoners, you talk to the losers, you talk to the jocks, you talk to all these people. Right. That shows more of, okay, these were the real people that were actually that I knew. Yeah. Right. I didn't know the Heathers. They were, I'm sure they existed.
They were the elite level of the high society prep /
Dave
group. And I'm going to say this now and get it out there so everybody can hate on me. This is the most well-budgeted, well-casted afternoon school special about suicide, gay sex, bad parenting, and murder.
Hey, man, teenage suicide. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. So this was basically
I love my dead gay son.
This was the most well-budgeted afternoon school special about peer pressure and suicide and everything that is bad.
But it's almost like a black comedy because there's so many.
Oh, it's very, very much a black comedy.
It's a black
what
comedy.
What did he call what was the type of bullets? The Iqlugul book?
Yeah, I know.
I looked that up. Do you know what that translates to?
Mm-mm.
I lied. That's German for I lied.
It is one of those situations with this that it did not find its audience in theaters at all. It found its audience on VHS.
Right.
These people need help because to me this is a garbage movie.
Okay,
I'll call it.
Okay. All right. So Dave is not on board with Heathers.
No, I am not on board with Heathers.
Well, let's go through the criteria. We talked about the representation, the soundtrack. Now,
what soundtrack?
Dave had the point. It's mostly instrumental.
I'm going to do this. When movies were released, and to this day, they release an original movie score.
Yep.
And they release a soundtrack. Mm-hmm. This is something we probably should have gotten into in the rules because we said soundtrack, not original movie score.
It does
anything else that
we're
doing in here pretty much has a soundtrack.
I think there's like one other that does. Yeah.
It has
instrumental.
one song.
Teenage suicide. Don't do it.
No, well, two if you want to get into it, because I think that was an actual band. I actually looked them up and found them. Big Fun is an actual band that I looked up. And
now the question is, did they exist before this movie?
That's a good question. Whether they took their name from the movie or not. It had one song.
Yeah. And it wasn't very good.
And as a Gen Xer, it was used ironically.
It had 4 songs.
Okay.
Que Sera Sera.
Yeah.
Doris Day. Yeah.
Yeah, but
which I gotta admit,
hold on,
it's a creepy using of it, but it worked.
Well, Teenage Suicide, Don't Do It, Big Fun.
Yep.
You're the Only One for Me, written and performed by Stuart Levin.
Okay.
And then the Que Sera Sera, it's on here. It's listed on here twice.
Yeah.
And one of them is Sly and the Family Stone doing it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
See, now I love Sly and the Family Stone. I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah. So the other one is performed by Sid Straw.
Okay.
So yeah, there's a couple of the same,
Right.
So yeah, 4 songs in general.
Yeah, so for me, the soundtrack was not rememberable.
Okay.
It is not listenable.
All right.
It was not memorable as singles or a whole.
Okay.
So Dave did not enjoy Heathers.
What about you, Al?
No. And integral to the storyline?
You know,
As Dave's choking.
Dave, I know Dave's dying over here. So this is what happens when you speak ill of Heathers.
Apparently.
No, this movie made me sick is what it is.
It's the Veronica curse on him.
I know where Dave went to high school.
Okay.
You know, of one of the places I went to high
Well,
school.
I know here I know where Dave went to high school, and I know kind of the power dynamic there.
Right.
I went to a private school, so that power dynamic really plays well with Heathers.
I could see that. I could definitely see that.
Oh, it did too where I went to
I
high
know
school
that's what I'm
because-
saying. I know that I know what school you went to.
Yeah.
and the amount of money and privilege that is associated with that place.
Right.
You went to
Laverne.
Okay, yeah. No, you didn't have that problem.
Well, we kind of where I went. Honestly, I have to say, where I went, it was as cookie cutter stereotype as you could possibly imagine for what you consider 90s high school to be.
Fair enough.
Every trope, every meme, everything that you can imagine was all happening in the high school that I went to.
Yeah, sure.
Well, yeah, that's so.
So,
admittedly, this movie for me,
Yep.
I think it's a good 8 seed.
Okay.
I
think it's seated too high.
I do not. I did
It's the
not.
lowest seed we could give it.
Especially when I saw.
I stand by what I said.
All right.
Let's talk about the next one before we do anything.
Well, no, hold on.
Hold on. All right, go through the.
We got one more, and that's staying power.
No.
Is it rewatchable?
No.
Well, we know Dave's thoughts.
It is rewatchable.
I agree.
It does have a pretty loyal cult around it.
see,
and the thing is that there's Heathers the musical.
Yes, which
they
just
did
came out not too long
Yeah,
ago, right?
there was somebody was trying to do Heathers television.
I want to say I remember that, but I don't think it ever happened.
I don't think it ever got past the pilot.
See, the people
like
the
that.
people who love the show are the ones that grew up in this group and being these people, and they just want to relive their high school over and over and over again.
Well, so when I got down here was, to me, this is one of those ones that's more of a timeless story and not one necessarily of that era. Because, like I said, it's Rebel Without a Cause.
You could absolutely drop this movie into any time.
Yeah, exactly.
frame,
You're
and
always
it
going to
would
have
be
somebody that is,
Now,
rebelling.
there are
against
certain
anarchy.
things, like with
I mean, even
Jason.
even JD was part of that
Or
elitist.
JD, yeah.
JD was part of that elitist group of preppies and high society group because his dad owned a construction company that was so rich that he would just move to the town where he was doing the construction in.
Yeah.
I mean,
But, with him,
this guy was riding around on a Harley Davidson Sportster
in high school.
So,
Dave, I think you're projecting.
Screw that guy. Screw that guy.
Dave, do you need a hug? Do you need a hug? Is that what you're saying?
No. I was part of the musician, loser group over there. So, we hated those people.
Fair.
With them pulling the gun.
Yeah.
At the beginning of in the school and everything, again, something that would never be done today. Like that joke would not be done.
Oh
in
no.
a movie.
No. There's no way they get away with that today.
And also he frames the football players as being gay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
On their day. It's so funny because what was it? Was it Evian or was it just bottled water?
It was mineral water.
Mineral water.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Actually,
They were drinking mineral water and they're gay.
Actually, from the bottle of it, I think it was clearly Canadian.
It could have been.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff is like again of its time.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I think the movie could be dropped into any time frame.
And as somebody
a few tweaks.
And somebody who knows something about firearms and all that, one of the guns that he keeps pulling out is a Colt Anaconda.
Yes.
This thing is
Anaconda don't want none.
This is a $1,500 pistol even back then.
Well, look how rich they were.
And
it's not exactly a subtle firearm.
No, it's not a subtle fire. And one of them was left at the murder scene, and then he shows up in the movie later on with another one. How many Anacondas did his dad have laying around the house?
He shot
all of them.
He shot at Costco.
All of them.
He got them in
He
bulk.
had all of them. That's
all right. Well, to give Dave a bit of a break.
All right, let's move on to the movie.
Let's switch over to its competitor, Empire Records.
Empire Records released.
Just go ahead and put this as the winner.
Hold on.
just do it now.
Yeah, well, we're still going to talk about it. Hold on. Release October 20th, 1995.
Yep.
It had a. Well, you know what? I'm not seeing a budget. Let's put it this way: opening weekend, $150,000. Grossed $273,000.
Oh, wow.
It's a cult classic.
And
call it what it is.
It is. I remember when this.
Well, and
when this movie was released.
Let's talk about the cast first off.
Okay. First, let's go.
Yeah,
to the
because
cast.
I mean, the cast is ridiculous.
All right.
You have Liv Tyler.
Hold on.
have
Okay.
Renee Zellweger.
Well, hold on. You have Anthony LaPaglia.
LaPaglia. You
Who
non-Italian
Joe.
speaking.
I am not. Debbie Mazar.
Yes.
Maxwell Caulfield. Rex Manning.
Rex Manning,
Rory Cochrane.
who later went on to be on CSI, was it? Or NCIS? One of those shows. He was also in Dazed and Confused.
He was in Dazed and Confused.
So-
Yeah.
Johnny Whitworth. Robin Tunney, who she was in The Craft. She was in was it The Mentalist? She's been in a bunch of stuff.
Yep.
Okay.
Great actress.
Renee Zellweger. This is a pre-fame Renee Zellweger. This is one of her first movies. Okay?
Pre-fame and surgery. So
Oh, gosh, we won't get into that.
yeah.
Ethan Embry.
Oh, I forgot about Ethan Embry.
Yep.
The guar scene.
This is good brownies. Liv Tyler.
Yep.
Which this was her outside
One
of the
of her-
Aerosmith videos. This was her one
Her
of her
big breakout role.
breakout roles.
With Renee.
Let's see if there's anybody else of note here. I mean, there are obviously more people in it, but that seems like
Those are the heavy hitters.
yeah. So Coyote Shivers and Brendan Sexton III.
Okay.
That's My Name's Not Warren.
Oh yeah. Warren Beatty. Yeah.
Nice.
So this movie is everything that Hot Topic wishes it could be. And I say that having worked there 20 plus years ago and them saying, we really want the feel in here to kind of be like Empire Records. Literally it was. And I was like, screw you, because I actually worked in a record shop that was a lot like Empire Records without trying to be.
It's Tower Records meets Hot Topic.
Very much so. Very
exactly.
much so.
But that being said, we'll start off soundtrack. I got to give props on this soundtrack because it's
such a good.
So
I actually found it on Spotify.
Okay, did you get the actual soundtrack or was it the?
Fine, go ahead. Go ahead because I was going to pull up music that was even in the show.
I know.
itself.
Yeah.
See, that's
and some of it is as memorable. Like you remember it, it's like, oh, that's on the soundtrack, and you go to the soundtrack, it's like,
It's not there.
How is that not on the soundtrack? That's such a great song.
Can you name any other movie that immediately comes to mind that had on its soundtrack everybody from the Gin Blossoms to Guar?
No,
right.
I mean, you run the gambit on that sucker.
Here is the track listing. Till I Hear It From You by the Gin Blossoms.
One of the biggest hits from that.
That was, and that's a lot of.
That was the single from the soundtrack.
That single was released.
Well, you had that one in Sugar High.
Oh, no. There's one other one in here.
Okay.
And honestly, the one that was released from Sugar High is not the good one. The good one is that has Renee actually sing.
I know, and that's
vocals,
the thing that kills me about this soundtrack.
Like,
I remember
why
getting
could
the
you
soundtrack.
not release that?
Yeah.
Why doesn't this side have the backing vocals on it?
Well,
that's, and I'm talking about any of them.
Yeah.
Not even just the point when she takes the second verse or whatever, but she's doing that bit in the chorus.
There's
none of that's on here.
There's another movie that we're going to touch base on that has one of its leads singing in it that's not on its soundtrack that still pisses me off.
Okay, Till I Hear It From You, I'll be honest. That, because
It's a Gin Blossoms
we all
song.
know how much I love the Gin Blossoms.
Yeah.
So when that single was released, they were like, "Oh, it's from this new movie, Empire Records. Oh, I want to see this." And the video had clips from the movie and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
As you can see from the box office, it didn't play anywhere around here.
Yeah.
It wasn't until it hit VHS a
Or
year
cable.
later or what. It was actually VHS. I remember
It was
specifically
VHS.
hitting, going and renting this movie and being like, "Oh my God, this was one of my movies I fell in love with."
This was one of those things to where Alan found it, and it was like, dude, have you seen this?
You've got to see this movie.
And I went to Blockbuster or Hollywood and rented it.
So here we go. Liar by the Cranberries.
Yep.
Great song.
Here's the other one. A Girl Like You by Edwin Collins.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
Okay, that's what this is from. Now, it's known more for Charlie's Angels Full Throttle because it's got that whole sequence with her, walking down the elevator and everything. But that's what this one's from. Free by the Martinis.
Yep.
Crazy Life, Toad the Wet Sprocket.
And Toad is one of my favorite bands.
Bright as Yellow, The Innocent Mission. Circle of Friends, Better Than Ezra, which how many times has that song been covered?
A ton.
Really.
A
It's just
ton.
like I Don't Want to Live Today by the Ape Hangers, Whole Lot of Trouble by Cracker, Ready Steady Go by Mises, What You Do by Drill, Nice Overalls Luster, Here It Comes Again by Please, The Ballad of El Goodo by Evan Dando from
El Gordo.
Is it? No, it's Goodo.
That's
It's not
Goodo?
Gordo.
Yeah, it's Gordo.
It's
Sorry.
Goodo.
It's Goodo.
Goodo? Okay.
Yeah, Evan Dando from the Lemon
Lemon
Heads.
Heads.
And then Sugar High, which is Coyote Shivers, who was
in the movie.
Right. That is a solid soundtrack.
And it's
not a bad. Now, again, If You Want Blood, You Got It is not on the soundtrack.
This is the Day is not on.
This
it
is not
either.
on. Yeah, you know. What was the Rex
Gore
Manning
song.
What was the Rex Manning song? It's not on here.
Something Mi Amor.
Mi Amor, yeah. And then
I Adore
and then,
Me Amore. Yeah,
it's not I Adore Me
No,
Amore.
that's Color Me Bad.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for knocking the dust off that one, Dave.
Why are we doing this at 9 in the morning? Why are we doing this at 9 in the morning? I haven't had coffee.
Yikes.
And then, the Guar song is not on here.
I'm trying to. It was it Sodom a Go-Go or was
I don't
it
remember
America
which song it is off the top of my head.
I can't remember off the top of my head.
I do know it's that whole thing where it's
They're
funny 'cause
watching- he's
Guar's
watching
going to
Guar.
come back up again. in a
Yes,
little
It will.
Yes,
they
they
will.
where he's sitting there, he's eating those brownies, and he's eating the brownie, and they're
Watching
like,
TV.
"Hey, you want to come and play with us?" You know,
And then
You're
he
a
gets
great singer. Too bad you gotta die.
And then he
these are
gets
good brownies.
sacrificed to the alien that lives under the drum.
I wanted so badly to get sacrificed at the Guar show, and just could not get there.
My 21st birthday, I went to see Guar
Mm-hmm.
in Memphis at the Omni New Daisy.
Oh, wow.
And when they found out it was my birthday, I got thrown in the meat grinder.
Nice. Awesome. So yeah.
soundtrack.
We haven't even talked about the movie.
Yeah, I
itself
was about to
yet.
say.
That's
All right, so I think we kind of touched a little bit on the representation on this. It's
this movie, Gen X wise, basically is late stage Gen X.
Yeah.
Movie
Yeah, I
came
can
out
see
in
that.
95. These kids are all 17, 18, 19, very early 20,
Yes.
maybe 20, 21 at the most.
well, I think one like in Liv Tyler's supposed to be graduating high school.
Right, her and
yeah.
and you know, and so it's one of those things.
You've got
where-
some that are supposed to be going to college, some that aren't going to college, they're just working, and then some that are getting ready to graduate.
And some that
so-
stole the money and ran to Vegas.
right.
So,
Well, that
which
was
is-
Alan's. That's
that was
Alan.
Alan. Yeah.
That character is Alan.
Probably, yeah.
What's with today?
Now he did not go to Vegas. He went to Atlantic City.
Atlantic
Yeah.
City. I'm sorry.
Because this was evidently in Jersey or
Yeah,
something.
something like that. Again, something we're going to talk about later, coming off of another area of the country that was well represented.
Yeah.
I love this movie. I still love
do
this
too.
movie.
I do
This is one of those movies that what am I going to do? Empire Records. Here we go. I have watched it God knows how many times. Okay?
Especially on April 8th, because that's
It's
Rex Manning Day.
Exactly. I still can't believe Rex Manning didn't come up in our fake bands.
I know. I didn't think about
just
it.
as a throwaway.
I purposely
I know,
left it
it's
out of it because I cannot.
Well, he's a dick, and he proves to be a dick.
Well, his
know?
music
and
sucks.
I know, and everybody tells him, it's like, oh yeah.
Well,
blah,
and
blah.
the funny
Music
thing is,
sucks.
if you read up on Maxwell Caulfield, he wasn't exactly the nicest person either. So
Yeah, well, what do you expect from Star of Grease too?
yeah. All right. Well, we could gush.
We could gush on all
Empire
this,
Records for hours, but let's go ahead and let's give it the vote, Dave.
Oh, wait, hold on.
go
Before
ahead. Go ahead.
cultural impact.
Cultural impact. Okay.
Again, like I said, Hot Topic wants to be Empire Records so badly. They want their stores to be Empire Records so bad. That right there,
Yeah.
if nothing else, tells you what kind of a culture. Every record store for the longest time, like, oh, this is kind of like Empire Records.
Yeah.
I heard that so many
yeah.
times. Oh, so much like this, blah, blah, blah.
We're going to talk about another record store later on.
Yes,
too.
we are. So
No, it's not.
This is
The word I put down was archetype.
very much.
It's
so.
it's almost like
Very much
if
so.
you had to take the archetypes for characters from the 90s
Yeah.
and put them
Absolutely.
in a movie.
Absolutely.
This is the perfect thing.
Yeah, you
had,
got the
you had the nihilist, you had the pretty girl, the pretty smart girl,
You had the
slut,
rich girl.
you had the girl that flipped out.
You've got the
stoner, you got the musician,
the lovelorn artist.
Yeah.
You've got the
Yeah.
you've got them all there.
The older man
You've got
/ father
goth,
figure,
the goth girl,
the goth girl. I mean, it hit everything.
I know.
You've got the miscreant thief.
and
yes.
you've got the older. I say older in quotes. Boss.
Yeah. The father figure.
Who, not just a father figure, but he's someone who really loves what he does, but wants to preserve it.
Yeah.
And not, because that's the whole thing, is it basically the store is being being sold to corporate.
Yeah.
And nobody wants it to happen.
It's the Tower Records store.
Exactly. And it's we have to preserve this thing or else.
And the guy is obviously a musician.
Right. He plays
who,
drums.
Who didn't make it.
Right.
And being in the record store and doing that is kind of his way of staying connected to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And he's doing something that I would have done, which is set up my drum kit in the office. And
there you go.
The kids pissed me off, I'd be in there playing.
Beating the hell out of things.
Yeah.
All right.
I think we all love Empire Records.
Yes.
I think this
it's kind of universal. Is it
Yes,
Empire Records across?
Like I said before we even talked about it, write it down as the winner. Heathers can go in the round can.
All right.
So that is our first
That's
one.
the first one. We only have 3 more to go.
And then the
And
sub-brackets.
we're half an hour in already. So
All right.
Actually, most of that wasn't just that. We talked on the front end of it as well.
All right.
Yeah.
Matchup number 2. Dave, you want to announce this one?
This is one of the hard ones.
Okay.
This is our number 5 seed is Scream.
Okay.
Number 4 seed is SFW.
I would have reversed these. I know it really didn't. It's middle of the pack. It doesn't really matter a whole lot.
Yep.
Which one are we going to talk about first?
Let's
I guess
start with
Scream.
Scream.
Since Scream is technically our underdog.
Yes.
All right.
This is going to be me killing one of my children.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's do this easy. Let's do it methodically. Start with the soundtrack.
All right.
Both soundtracks
are actually really good.
Are both soundtracks are really, really, really amazing. But if one is more memorable than the other one, I've got to give an edge to Scream on this one.
Really?
Yeah.
See, that surprises me because I actually went the other direction on it. Because to me, Scream, anytime you put Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds on your soundtrack, you're going to get my attention.
Well, it's not just that.
Oh no, I know, but
Bird
that's
Brain, and it's all
you had
Gus
so many of those 90s centric bands that were going on at that point. Plus, kind of the nod back to some of the older alternative, weird music that all of us love. But it was still just one of those things of okay,
all right,
it worked as individuals. As far as like a full painting the picture with the music, I didn't quite get that.
I disagree with you there. I think it did a great job of painting the picture. The music interacted with the movie almost like it was the radio station for the town.
Okay,
I get that. Let me go down the list of the soundtrack.
All right,
you've got "Youth of America" by Bird Brain, which is a seminal GenX,
killer song.
"Whisper" by Catherine, "Red Right Hand," Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, which a lot of people were introduced to Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds because of this.
Yep.
There was an acoustic cover of "Don't Fear the Reaper," which for some reason they don't have the artist listed.
I think it's Gus.
It could be.
Hold on.
Artificial World by Julie Cruz, Better Than Me, Sister Machine Gun, Whisper to a Scream by Soho, First Cool Hive by Moby.
Yeah.
The Bitter Pill by the Connells, School's Out by the Last Hard Men, which is a cover. It's
Alice Cooper.
And then there's the Marco Beltrami did the score, for them.
And like I said,
it's Gus Black.
Is it Gus Black? Okay.
And that's probably my favorite cover of Reaper.
That version of "Don't Fear the Reaper" is pretty epic. Even though because it's just kind of creepy. It's one of those.
You're taking a weird, creepy song.
Oh, you forgot about. Did you say "Drop Dead Gorgeous" by Republica?
That's not on the soundtrack.
Are you sure?
Yep. It's
not on the official soundtrack.
It's not on the official soundtrack. It's probably in the movie, but there's a few songs that are in the movie.
See, I remember that one. I just assumed it was on the soundtrack.
No, it's not on the soundtrack. Okay, this soundtrack is freaking.
Oh, it's
amazing.
banging.
Okay,
it's banging.
I don't think I knew anybody that didn't own the soundtrack. After this movie was released. So there's probably another movie on this list there's a couple of movies. There are some really good soundtracks.
Oh, there's some.
The 90s had some amazing soundtracks.
Well, and I will say, looking back at some of the other brackets, we definitely got dealt a tough hand with the soundtrack aspect of it alone.
Right.
But all right, so representation.
This movie had everything.
Okay, so Yes, go ahead, Dave.
Well, I mean, you once again had the preppies, you had the losers, you had the geeks. I mean, Randy is full on film school geek.
Let me tell you right
let's
now.
call it what it is.
When Randy died, I was in the theater with Dave when Randy died in Scream 2. Dave took it personally. Like it was.
No, I did.
I'm not even
Did you
joking
really?
about that. I mean, it was like that's all he talked. I can't believe they killed Randy. I can't believe they killed Randy. I was like, I can. That's what happens in these movies.
Well, I mean-
everybody. No, there's nobody that can't die in it.
Well, and I love the fact that
Which, did anybody see the new Scream?
not yet,
Not yet.
Right.
But I love the fact that they killed Drew Barrymore in the first 15 minutes of the movie.
Right.
You know,
Right.
Absolutely.
And that was, and
in
that's
such
Wes
a weird
Craven,
way too. You know,
Wes Craven doing what he does.
Yes.
Where
Yeah.
he
Well.
sets you up for something and
Well.
then just completely
He
you know,
twisted.
Yeah.
The guy has a knife that he twists. Every
I
movie.
remember seeing the original, like the trailer for it, and then of course the television spots, and it was one of those things they really pushed the whole Drew Barrymore thing. And I remember like before ever seeing the movie, being like, it's not looking too good for her in this, and not thinking that they would actually, because she was probably the biggest name.
Yeah,
that they had.
absolutely.
Maybe Courtney Cox.
Maybe Courtney Cox.
You know, but who was, because of Friends, had become huge, but but Drew Barrymore was still like the biggest name in this. Like, let me go through the
cast.
list.
Yeah, do the
We got
cast.
Nev Campbell.
Yep.
Courtney Cox, David Arquette, Skeet Ulrich, Drew Barrymore. Oh come on,
Matthew Lillard.
Matthew Lillard.
Rose McGowan,
who doesn't get enough credit for the stuff.
Matthew
he
Lillard,
does.
Rose McGowan.
This is a movie that
Jamie Kennedy.
I forgot about Rose McGowan.
Yep.
This is the movie that I ended up with a small crush on Rose McGowan.
Liev
for a
Schreiber.
while.
Liv
Yep.
Schreiber's in that?
Liev Schreiber.
Yep,
He's
plays
Cotton Weary.
Cotton Weary.
Oh yeah.
Now he's only in like he's bigger role in the second movie, but in the first
Right.
one, like you see him in some news footage.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause,
Now I remember.
who else? I'm missing.
Oh, I went back and
somebody
watched
here.
every single one of these movies in prep for this.
So yeah. Anyways,
I tried
That's
to.
that's the gist of everybody. Directed by Wes Craven, written by Kevin Williamson.
Yeah.
Which this was kind of the beginning of Kevin Williamson becoming a huge thing in the 90s. You know, he would go.
I mean,
he
Wes
did
Craven's
I
in
Know
the
What You
movie.
Did Last summer. He did. What's his name? The Fonz is in this movie also.
Henry Winkler.
Henry Winkler.
Henry Winkler's in
What's her name's got a cameo. Melinda Blair.
Oh yeah, I forgot about her in this. God, I need to go back and
You know,
watch.
yeah, it's Wes Craven's got a cameo in it. Of course, there's all kinds of
dressed
references.
like Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, which was
as the
perfect.
janitor.
Yeah.
There are all kinds of little references to this and that, and you know.
Well, I mean, it's a.
Billy Loomis. I mean, that's Dr. Loomis
Yeah.
from
I mean, this
from
movie is
Halloween.
basically a horror movie, pulling out all the horror movie tropes and explaining what the rules are,
Here is the
and then
thing
going
with
against
this,
the rules.
Is that why this movie is so about Gen X more than anything else? Is like, yeah, it's got a big Gen X cast, you know, blah blah blah, but it's about the sins of the parents, you know. And there's another movie on our list that we're not going to cover that's in one of the other brackets that's the exact same thing, both by Wes Craven.
Yeah.
And it's all about the sins of the parents being wrought upon the
it's
kids and having to deal with that generational trauma.
It's not just about
You
the
know?
sins of the parents, though. It's also about Gen X's love of culture and how
Right,
they
right.
they interact with that culture and how they use those tropes and those rules from the culture that they're watching
But-
to interact with real life.
But there is also the whole Gen X nihilism of, of, you know, it's one of those things, you know, where Sydney's like, oh, you know, well, yeah, it's, you know, I don't really watch horror movies because you always have some dumb bimbo, you know, running up the stairs or she's
Saying, "I'll be
going
right
out,
back."
or you know, running up the stairs rather than going out the front door, which she winds up doing later.
Yeah.
But you know, but it's still one of those things where it's like, you know, there's all that stuff, you know, that you go through where it's like, no, we know that we were raised on this stuff.
Well,
we
and-
know how this is supposed to work.
Yeah.
And you make an
this taking it and twisting it.
You make an interesting point too. I mean, would you guys make the argument that Gen X was one of the first real, true dyed-in-the-wool fans of horror movies?
Yeah.
yes,
I mean, you
Absolutely.
know, it's a whole different level of our embracement.
Now,
of-
you know, granted, you know, there have always been horror movies.
and there's always been fans of them.
And there's always, you know, but, you know, and we can go back and argue about when the first slasher, you know,
Right.
that kind of stuff. You know, a lot of people say it's
Psycho.
Psycho.
Yeah.
Some people say it was a French film. I can't remember that a lot of people go to that was actually from before Psycho.
Yeah.
But so Psycho was the boomers like, oh, this is you know, this is psychological horror, you know,
Right.
And then we got dumped on because all they have those stupid slasher movies.
So what we did is turn around
So
and
what?
embrace those.
I love
and
the
we
slasher
embrace them
movies.
like crazy.
Yeah.
And again, it's not in our bracket, but A Nightmare on Elm Street is very much a Gen X movie.
Oh, yeah.
About the sins of the fathers, and as well as
Who got that bracket?
I don't
Let them talk about it.
We're going to
Move on.
But,
Okay.
but again, with the Wes Craven,
Yeah.
going from being this horror auteur,
Right.
to coming into the, like over a decade later and having to reinvent what he had already reinvented once.
Yeah.
Well, he's done that twice now.
Yes.
Did both with Nightmare and with this.
Right. Well, that's
So,
what I'm saying.
yeah.
He reinvented with Nightmare, and then he reinvented again with Scream because everybody said, "Oh, it's dead. Horror's dead now. That all that slasher stuff is dead."
Yeah,
And then
no.
he came back and said, "Oh, really?"
And now A24 is trying their best to kill horror again.
Well, let's just say, and
Have you seen X?
No,
I
not
did.
yet.
Because I
Okay.
did. It's fucking awesome.
all right.
Oh, so maybe they've finally atoned for their sins.
All right. So staying power on this.
Okay.
What would you guys say is the staying power on the movie screen?
A 12 out of 10. I mean,
Really?
honestly, I mean,
Yeah,
think about it. I
this
mean,
is way
not
up
just
there.
for us, because look, there in the last 10 years there have been 2 sequels that have come out.
Well, but that's kind of the reason why I went against that, because I was like, okay, to me, a staying power for a movie, it really has to be able to stand on its own merit. And when you have, 6 sequels that the movies had?
Said 4.
Well, plus the new one, plus, okay, all right. So,
And there was the TV series,
Yeah.
which really
Right,
had
so, I
nothing
mean,
to do with
no, I get it, but it's
movies
just, I guess
themselves.
it's kind of like, okay, to
If-
me, it's not so much of a staying power on that, because you're taking that story and you're expanding it so far off of it that it's like, okay, do I really want to go back and watch the original one?
Yes.
Now that I've
Yes.
seen all these other ones?
Yes.
Yeah,
I don't
because,
know.
and because we covered this,
If you take this movie and pull it out of this universe and just set it in another universe by itself, this movie is still relevant. It's still going to be rewatchable. If you're flipping through the channels and you see this on, this is one of those movies where it's like, oh, this is on. I'm stopping here.
you guys really need to see the new one.
I don't know if I necessarily
That's all I'm gonna
agree
say.
with you on
You
that one.
really
I see
need to see
point,
the new
but
one.
I don't necessarily agree with you, just because of the fact that, to me, the story with Scream has just gotten so oversaturated with everything that was out there. It was just like, okay, I've seen it. It was good. It didn't speak to me the way that it speaks to you guys. I think that's a fair way to say it, but I'll give it credit.
We can't help that you're wrong. So, okay. All right, let's go on to the next movie.
SFW.
SFW, which stands for So Fucking What.
Yes.
Okay.
It's said 1,000 times in the
It
movie.
is.
Yeah, it is.
All right. Hold on. Let me pull up the soundtrack.
And pull up the
hang on.
soundtrack.
Go ahead
All right.
and whatever it is that you're gonna
Wow. All right.
No, you after that statement, go ahead and pull up your thing and do your thing, because I feel a little insulted for both me and Barry.
hold up. SFW.
Yes. Stats. I was
was
waiting on the stats.
Yeah,
so.
let me do. I'm sorry, I got ahead of myself there. Directed
Again?
by Jeffrey Levy.
Oh, look, another levy.
Hey, when the levee breaks, man.
This was based on a novel
Yes.
Yes, it was.
by Andrew Wellman. Which I did not
did-
know for the longest
It
time.
deviates. It deviates.
Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah.
So opening weekend. Care to take a guess?
150,000.
$44,000.
Wow.
And I know we're pulling a lot of stuff here from like what was discovered on home video or
Well,
wherever,
our generation lived
That's
in
how
the
we-
blockbuster
that's how we learned
and
stuff,
the
you know?
Hollywood.
But for a gross of $63 million. It was released.
It was another art house
January the 20th, 1995. I did not see this movie in the theaters.
No,
whatsoever.
No,
did
nobody did. It was all on VHS.
This was a discovery. No, I didn't even discover it on VHS. This was a discovery on HBO or one of the movie channels.
Oh,
Literally at like 2 a.m. in the morning, I'm flipping through the channels. And I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
And I didn't come into it at the very beginning. Like I came into it about a quarter of the way into it. And I'm like, what is this? And of course, I recognized, let's go before we get into the soundtrack, Stephen Dorff, Reese Witherspoon.
This was her debut.
Not her debut.
You sure?
No.
Her debut was Freeway.
Man in the Moon.
Or Man in the Moon.
Man
Oh,
in the
you're
Moon,
right.
and Freeway, and then this. This is
You're
a
right, okay.
very early. Jake Busey,
Yes.
Joy Lauren Adams.
Yep.
Pamela Gidley. Who am I missing here? Natasha Gregson Wagner.
Dan the Man Levitan is in it.
Yes. Let's see who else. And a bunch of other people I really don't know off. Oh, Tobey Maguire.
Yes. Oh yeah. Tobey Maguire has a huge cameo in this.
Amber Benson.
I
was about to say.
I was going to say, yeah.
Was this one of Tobey Maguire's first ones?
One of his first movies.
And one of my favorite, Hey, It's That Guys, Soon Teko
Yes.
is in this.
Yes,
and
he
for
is.
those of you who don't know who Soon Teko is, he was one of the main voices in Mulan, but he also did a lot of TV work and a lot of the war movies like Missing in Action 2 kind of thing. But he also was on MASH quite a bit.
Yes.
So,
Yes. Okay. So what are we doing? We're doing
soundtrack. Start with a biggie.
All right, here we go.
Soundgarden.
Hold on. Soundgarden with Jesus Christ Posed. Marilyn Manson, Get Your Gun.
Yep.
Can I Stay by Pretty Mary Sunshine.
Yep.
Teenage Horror by Hole, which is one of my favorite Hole songs.
Which was a replacement song, by the way.
Yes.
Because originally they wanted to use All Apologies by Nirvana.
Yeah. Negasonic Teenage Warhead by Monster.
Yes.
Yes.
Like Suicide by Chris Cornell.
The acoustic version.
The acoustic version. No Fucking Problem by Suicidal Tendencies. Surrender by Paul. Creep by Radiohead.
The very first appearance of Creep in any movie.
Two at a Time, Cop Shoot Cop, Say What You Want, Babes in Toyland. SFW by Guar.
Yep.
My boys.
Spab and Janet Evening / Green Room, which is Graham Revell. Okay. Solid soundtrack.
Oh, killer
Starts
soundtrack.
off with, okay, before we get into the actual soundtrack, and we're going to do a deep dive on this one.
Yes.
We've already decided that. It starts off with that piano music, which was in like every mid-90s music.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? That synth, whatever. That music is in every mid-90s movie out there.
Well, it's because a lot of the mid-90s movies were soundtracked by Graham Revell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
on there, yeah.
The big one being The Crow.
Yes, absolutely.
Which, another killer soundtrack.
Yeah.
Which did not make our list.
It did not.
And
That's
there's
true.
a reason for it, though.
Okay. No Dead Guys?
No.
Oh, okay.
You derailed his train of thought. I love it.
Soundtrack. Okay.
Soundgarden.
Soundgarden is like the first music drop that we get.
Well, not only that, he's got the poster on his wall
Right.
of Soundgarden.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's watching Soundgarden on television when it
Yes.
goes into one of
Again, that's
you know?
Well, this
that's the
song is-
Jesus Christ Pros video
Yeah.
he's watching.
And Jesus Christ Post is the major theme throughout the movie.
A lot of
it
it,
shows up 3 or 4 different times.
Yes.
Right.
And honestly, this Bad Motorfinger is my favorite album.
It's a good album.
from Soundgarden.
I know. Everybody take a drink. So
I mean, we could gush on this thing. And
we
will.
again, and
We will.
we're going to cultural relevance. Okay, again, let's go into what I was saying. None of us saw this in the theaters. Nobody saw it in the theaters.
No.
And I know that some people will probably look at this and say, "Why is this movie even on here?" There is a reason this movie is on here. Okay,
This is one of those movies that nobody saw it, but everybody'd heard of it.
right. Well, when once you see it,
I'm going to call
I know
it.
we're gonna go-
This movie actually prophesies about the up and
Absolutely.
coming of the millennials.
absolutely. Not only that, but also this is. You got to think about when this is. This movie was released in early 1995. Think about what happened later in 1995, the O.J. Simpson trial.
Well,
okay?
think about what happened before it with Kurt Cobain committing suicide.
It was a year early. Yeah,
it was a year.
Well,
earlier.
but you also, but think about all of this having to do with the split? Was it Split Image or
Split Image?
Split Image was the name of this,
Yeah.
this terrorist organization that takes over this fun stop. It's basically a convenience store.
Call it a 7-Eleven.
Yeah, and kidnaps Spab and Wendy and Joe and all
Everybody that was in the store,
Right.
and working there, and holds them hostage for 36 days. But
they're broadcasting
They're being
the entire
streamed.
time.
Well,
right.
Not the entire time. Only during certain.
Well, yeah,
like from
that's-
7 to 9.
Yeah,
or
whatever it was. So
something.
it's one of those
Yeah.
things that everybody is watching this live on television.
Yep.
Again, reality television
Yep.
was not a thing
Yeah.
quite yet. I mean, like we had the Real World and a few things, but it wasn't what it would become.
Right.
This whole cult of celebrity
Yes.
that was building.
Yep.
That and then
The hero idea.
the hero idea. I can't wait until we actually talk about this. But there is some of the musical drops in this
are perfect.
Are absolutely brilliant, and I don't want to go into it just yet.
Yeah,
but this makes it on here because if you watch this generationally, you have Spab, who is this
Steven Dorff.
He's Steven Dorff. He's just this guy that like happened into a bad situation and became famous because of it.
Let's call it. He was a loser. He was a slacker.
He was a slacker. Him and his buddy. They stopped to get a 6-pack
Yep.
and wound up in this bad situation.
Yep.
And so, but you get the whole thing of after, because, you know, we do a lot of flashback in this movie, but you get the whole thing when he's in the hospital after the fact, and his parents are like, hey, they're going to make movies and, you know, this and that, and we're going to do the only official one. And, you know, hey, you can do this, and this. And it's all, his parents are so, hey, we can capitalize on this.
Right.
And everybody wants to kind of like, quote unquote, touch him in some way around the outside of it. And his friends, or even just the people of the Gen X generation, you have like the burnouts who are like, oh, it's bad, you know, blah, blah, blah. But most of the rest of them are like,
we don't really give a damn.
We don't care. Yeah, I mean, this is like whatever. But then at the end of it, when you get into the whole everything matters, that's the fucking millennials coming up from behind.
Which I gotta admit, if they're gonna cast somebody to play that role,
and she was great. I love Amber Benson, and that again, one of her first roles. You know, and again, it was years later after I'd watched Buffy that I came back. I was like, oh, dude, that's Tara.
Yep.
So, but it is that whole, and plus the way that all of the media handles it.
Yeah.
It is this crazy,
it's
craziness.
Full on circus.
Well, and let me ask you guys.
Full on circus.
Because I know you both went back and rewatched this recently, and I did too. One thing that I kind of picked up in it, and again, we'll go much more into this later on, but it almost had a bit of a John Waters feel.
Very
to
much
the
so.
way
Very
that it was
much
done.
so.
Because everybody was just kind of I'm so over the top with what I'm going to say.
This movie, and we're almost done with this because we have so much more of this to talk about later. This movie starts off as, I want to say it starts off as some kind of biting satire.
Yeah.
And turns into a real movie about halfway into it, where it's like, whoa. There's a whole lot more going on.
I'd say I would agree.
And the satire kind of starts going away until the very end of it. But it's one of those things where it kind of starts going away. It's like, oh shit, no. Well, we're talking about PTSD here.
Yeah.
This is all this movie is. You know, it's like. So,
well, I mean, it starts off. Yeah, it's totally about PTSD,
Right.
But you're also talking about a guy that was complete slacker, complete sarcastic, complete nihilist, and now he's having to figure out how to deal with his sudden fame.
Right.
And at first, well, we'll get into it when we do the deep dive. So
anyway.
Well,
all right. So
last point on this one is staying power. Is this rewatchable?
It is very rewatchable. I know it's not the most popular movie on our list. Okay.
See, and this is where I'm going to disagree with you on this a little bit.
Okay.
I see this movie. I think everyone should watch it.
Yes, absolutely.
But I don't feel that it's very rewatchable. It's kind of, again, kind of like a John Waters movie. You watch it once and you're going, oh, I've seen that, so I never have to see it again.
This is like a once in a decade.
I was going to say that exact same thing.
You pull it out about once a decade, and you compare it to how society has changed from the last time you saw it.
Yeah.
And it seems like every time I pull it out about once a decade, it becomes more and more relevant.
It's a definite
absolutely,
time capsule.
Absolutely.
It is a perfect time capsule.
Perfect time capsule, the mid-90s.
Okay. And I will throw one little nod in this before we move on, because I thought this was the greatest little stick into it. Did you catch the Groundhog Day reference in it?
No.
When he's in the elevator with the couple before
right.
Did you catch their names? Phil Connors and Rita.
Oh,
yep.
I did not.
I was like, oh my God, it's Groundhog Day. I love it.
That's nice. There's a few little things.
Oh, yeah. We'll go into that. All right, so
I have a problem now.
Uh-oh.
I know.
Because I thought I had a winner, and now after sitting around talking about it, I'm not sure.
Well, all right. I have my winner. Do you have yours?
I do.
All right. Who's your winner?
Scream.
I win SFW.
Really?
Yeah. How the hell are you the tiebreaker here?
Honestly, I thought I was the only one that was going to be voting for SFW in this initially. But, it's one of those things that after thinking about it, I was like, dude, Scream.
I'll be honest with you. I thought I was going to be voting for Scream.
Okay.
I really did.
And yet?
I think I've got to go with SFW.
Wow, we have our first upset in this.
All right.
And I mean, maybe not, but I mean, let's be honest. That is an upset. Okay,
Yeah. I
Scream
mean,
being knocked out in the first round is.
I mean, this one came down to. I've downloaded a coin flipper on my phone because I thought it was going to come to that.
My heart is 100% with SFW in this.
Yeah.
As far as movies, like of the two that I mean, I am a bigger fan of SFW than I am Scream. But I'm looking at it from all of the other stuff that I'm like, especially when it comes to cultural relevance.
Yeah.
You know, that's the,
I'm happy to go with the rules on this one.
Okay, that's fine.
And
Hey.
because of the rules, I
am happy to be wrong.
Okay. There is no wrong answer on
Well,
that
that's
one.
true. That's,
There is no wrong
I'm
answer.
calling this a win by half a point.
And you know what? This isn't even. We're getting ready to do the two really tough ones.
Yeah.
The two brackets.
We'll call this a shootout win. Yeah. This is a shootout win. This is a shootout win.
All right, that's
Shootout
fine.
win.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So here's the biggie. Alan, you want to announce this one? Matchup number 3. This is the one that everybody.
This is going to be the one where he has to kill one of his children.
Exactly.
So I'm going.
I have to do it a couple of times here. In the third CD, the third slot, Clerks. In the sixth slot, Singles.
You boys said you wanted a challenge.
Oh my God! Yeah, but I was expecting this in the second, in in the Sweet 16 and the Elite 8, not in the field of 32.
Anybody that's an NCAA fan knows sometimes you have two heavy hitters that go head to head right off the get go. All right, which one do you want to start with?
Let's.
You want to start with the underdog Singles?
Let's start with Singles.
Okay, soundtrack.
Hold on, let me pull it up.
All right,
here,
yeah, get your stats
because this is
This is a hard one. This is a really hard one. I actually had our last one was the easiest one for me. This one was the most difficult.
Singles original motion picture soundtrack. All right, this is the track listing. Wood by Alice in Chains.
Amazing.
Which actually was before Dirt was released. So this was,
and it's actually written about Andy Wood.
Yes, it is. Breathe by Pearl Jam.
Yep.
Seasons by Chris Cornell.
And really, it's Pearl Jam before they were Pearl Jam.
Yeah, they're still part of Mother Love Bone at that point.
No.
They?
Andy was gone at this point.
Oh, okay.
Well, Pearl Jam was already a thing now.
Are you sure?
Yes. Yeah.
I thought they were still in the middle of the Temple of the Dog stuff.
No, they had already done like that. Had already.
Yeah.
You got to remember, Andy Wood died in 1990.
Yeah.
And Pearl Jam 10 was released in September of 91. Somewhere in there, September, and it didn't catch until like the spring of 92. And this movie was released at the end of 92.
They were in the process of writing the album at
right.
that point. Yeah.
Okay, so Paul Westerberg with Dyslexic Heart.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Who also did the movie score.
Yes.
The movie score was all Westerberg.
Battle of Evermore, which is the Love Mongers, which do you know who that is?
Oh,
I used to remember who the Love Mongers were.
It's Ann and Nancy Wilson.
Right.
It's acoustic.
Doing Zeppelin.
Doing Zeppelin, yeah. Chloe Dancer, Crown of Thorns by Mother Love Bone. Birth Ritual by Soundgarden.
Yep.
State of Love and Trust by Pearl Jam. Overblown, Mudhoney. Waiting for Somebody, Paul Westerberg. May This Be Love by Jimi Hendrix because he's from Seattle.
Yes.
Yep.
Nearly Lost You, Screaming Trees.
Great song.
And Drown by the Smashing Pumpkins.
Which, I'm sorry, all of them are Seattle bands?
Except for
Pumpkins. Pumpkins doesn't deserve to be on that.
Hold on. Westerberg is not Seattle.
Yeah,
there's from Minnesota.
Minnesota?
Well,
San
that's
Francisco.
true.
Minneapolis, more specific.
So can we honestly say that this is arguably one of, if not the best 90s movie soundtracks?
It is arguably one of the best.
Yeah.
Yes, I will agree with that.
And for a movie with pointless concert footage in it.
Yeah, just random concert footage.
Random, and some of the best random concert footage ever.
Well, not just concert, club footage. So, yeah, I mean, we could literally spend hours just talking about the soundtrack on this. But
absolutely.
It is hands down one of the best 90s soundtracks, period.
Yeah.
Okay.
Representation. What do you think? Oh, actually, you got to go over your stats, too. We haven't done that yet.
Written and directed by Cameron Crowe.
Yes.
This was the first one that he wrote and directed.
I thought he wrote and directed Fast Times.
No.
Okay.
He wrote Fast Times. What's her name?
Oh, Amy Heckerling.
Amy Heckerling did.
Yeah.
He directed Say Anything.
Yes,
but he did not write it. But he wrote and directed this one. It was released on September 18th, 1992. A lot of people looked at this movie as, oh, they're capitalizing on this grunge thing. The thing is, what people forget is that he was married to Ann Wilson, or Nancy Wilson at the time. He was living in Seattle when all this stuff was breaking, and he was writing all this.
What he saw.
Well, he was writing it as Seattle all of a sudden was becoming a thing. So it was kind of that whole it was already in in his head, and then
the planets aligned,
right?
And it was a huge culmination of everything Seattle.
All right, so
that being said,
opening weekend it did $4.1 million.
Yep,
and it grossed 18.4.
I have heard this movie called the Gen X version of The Big Chill.
Yep,
Which
I can see that.
I can kind of understand that.
Except much better. Fuck The Big Chill.
Better acting.
Wow.
I hate that.
Strong opinions.
I hate that movie. I hate that. You know what? That soundtrack, that movie does not deserve to have that soundtrack. I'm sorry.
I would agree
that
with
is,
you on that.
Okay.
That is a bunch of boomer navel gazing that just...
Well, I mean, again, this we could go into a lot on that. So.
That's a whole different thing.
I think the same could be a little bit true about this movie, though.
All right,
with Gen X navel gazing.
All right, so here's the cast.
Yes.
Another Bridget Fonda, who at the time was huge.
And hot.
Campbell Scott.
Yep.
Love Campbell Scott. That's George C. Scott's son.
Yes.
Kira Sedgwick.
Yep.
Sheila Kelly.
Yep.
Matt Dillon. Bill Pullman. Ali Walker, Eric Stoltz, Jeremy Piven.
And nobody realizes who Stoltz is.
Tom Skerritt, Peter Horton.
Mm-hmm.
I'm missing somebody else here. Oh, Christopher Masterson is in this. He's young. He's a let's see who else am I missing here.
There's a ton of people that you're missing on this one.
Paul Giamatti is in this for just a small amount. He's the dude that the couple that's that's making out in the cafe.
What?
Yeah, that's
well, then you've also got the members of Pearl Jam showing up.
Jeff Ament. Well, let's start. Jeff Ament, Cameron Crowe, Chris Cornell,
Tim Burton.
I was about to say Tim Burton.
Burton.
I had to look up to see if that was actually him.
Tad Doyle.
Yep.
Is in from Tad. Let's see, who am I missing here? Yeah, Tim Burton. And I love that he's the next Martin Scorsese.
Yeah.
And he takes one look at her and charges her double.
I know.
Yep.
Welcome to Debbie Country.
Debbie Country. Down.
Well, Chris Cornell.
I'd say
Chris
Cornell.
Chris Cornell's part is him standing there looking at the car as it's just coming apart.
Just headbanging to the car. It was awesome.
Okay, so where do we want to begin with this movie?
So let's start with representation. Do you feel that this had a good representation of real people?
Yes, absolutely.
In the 90s.
And I love with the straight in camera monologues that we get from different people. The one that really stands out with me on that one is
grab your phone.
Janet's introductory monologue.
Hers was my favorite.
When she's working in the coffee shop
Yeah.
and she's talking about this and that, and she says, I'm 23, and I remember like when I was young, 23 seemed so old, and now and it's like I completely remember when I thought 23 was old, and then she says something to the effect of, I just kind of feel like right now is time for me to do something, to really like try to do something before it just kind of seems immature.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's so on the nose.
That has never stopped you ever.
I know. But it's so on the nose for that age range where you're in that post-college, hey, and that's what all this is. You got, Matt Dillon's character with he's got 15 jobs. Yeah. He doesn't really work for anybody, and he's got a band that's not going anywhere, but he wants to believe that it's going to go somewhere.
Citizen Dick.
That's right.
And they're big in Norway.
That's right. They're big in
we rock Norway.
And the whole like when he's sitting there with the band, which is Pearl Jam, and they're telling me, he's like, hey, I don't want to hear anything negative.
And
and they keep going on down through the bubble,
and it's nothing but negative.
Yeah,
Well, like, no. There was one good statement, but it was on everyone else other than him.
Yeah, it's
you can see him getting ready to get kicked out of the band.
right.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
and it's just like and then but then you've got that dichotomy against.
Can I just say I'm insulted that they had Eddie Vedder as the drummer?
I think he was a
I
drummer.
thought he was the bass player.
No, he was the drummer.
He was the drummer.
I think
And
he actually was a drummer.
I'm still even if he is a drummer, I'm still insulted.
But then you have the Steve and Linda, who are a little further down the road, age wise. They're still in Gen X, but they're that elder Gen X.
Well, they're
grown up.
They're
Grown
working
up, yeah.
corporate jobs,
Right.
But they're working corporate jobs for their belief systems because she's an environmentalist and he's trying to do public transportation.
Right. And
if you just offer them music and good coffee,
they will park and ride.
They'll park and ride. And
I still love my car.
I want my car.
Right.
So I have kind of a different point of view.
Okay,
on this
go ahead.
one. And this is, I had to go back and watch this movie because I wanted to make sure that I was looking at it with the newest eyes that I could in retrospect of representation of a Gen X movie. And I kind of had a different look. And I to me, it kind of felt like, somebody told movie execs, hey, go make a Gen X movie. And they used every trope and every gimmick and everything that they could think of to try to cram it into one. The roles came off almost like caricatures. They didn't really come off as legit.
I get that.
I cannot disagree with that either because I felt that watching it again.
Yeah, I get that. Okay.
Before we watched this, it was.
I will give its competitor a major advantage on that one because that one felt a lot more genuine.
Yes.
Where this one felt like
it was
this
actually,
script.
Well,
this one felt canned.
The difference there is that when we get into it, Clerks was made by a bunch of Gen Xers about Gen X, whereas Cameron Crowe, as much as I love him, is a boomer.
Well,
to me, the characters and the storyline felt kind of very canned.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, I know who that person is, and here's their monologue.
Well, and I put down here, and forgive me, Alan, but contrary to popular belief, not everything in this world can be solved by coffee. Because if you watch this movie, that's the solution to everything. Every time there's a solution, they're in a coffee shop. They're drinking coffee.
We may have to go out in the yard and fight about that.
now I may have to have his back on that because anytime that any of us have had a problem, we've ended up
coffee
in a Waffle House or a coffee house
something.
or
something. Sitting here, I'm with the coffee on.
It's and while that may be true, it felt almost like it was such a trope in this movie.
I know. I get it. Well,
Gen X.
Seattle. I mean, come on. I mean, that's
well, Gen X runs on coffee. We all get cranky if we get too much blood in our coffee stream.
But also the whole when you're looking at Gen X, or excuse me, in Seattle, they're known for their fish market, grunge,
Seahawks.
Well, now, but it was, they're known for grunge, and they're known for coffee.
Yeah,
I mean that's. So and heroin
and rain. Lots and lots.
Wow.
Yeah, lots and lots of rain also.
All right,
and heroin. So
moving on.
Good grief.
Staying power. What do you think about this?
Okay, I will say this. I love this movie.
It's a time capsule.
It's a time capsule.
It is very much.
I loved it when I saw it.
Matt Dillon's goatee alone is a time capsule.
I know. I loved this movie when it was released and it was the years. I still love this movie. But the staying power, it really does feel a little pandery now, as opposed to when I was younger, and it also kind of feels dated.
Honestly, if I could cut the club performance scenes out,
that's exactly what I put down,
and keep the soundtrack, I could leave the rest of it.
But this is also, I will say this is also one of those movies that, for the longest time, I identified with the Janets and the Cliffs and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And as I've gotten older, I identify more with the Steve and the Lindas.
Well, and that was the question that I had. Going back, I remember when this movie came out and we watched it, and everyone looked at it and said, that's me or that was me.
Right.
And now going back and watching it, you're asking the question, was that me?
Right.
Is that really a good representation of it?
Well, it's what we wanted to present ourselves
exactly
at a time.
Singles is our Facebook version of us.
Yes. That's a great example.
Clerks is our real life.
Yeah,
What
okay.
happened?
So
to
now
us.
we're moving
Clerks
on
is
to
our
Clerks.
LinkedIn. So
allow me to segue.
yes.
Okay. Do we even need? We're going
It's
to.
Kevin Smith.
It's Kevin Smith.
Jason Mewes.
Jason Mewes,
Brian O'Halloran.
a Super 16 black and white,
Mary
funded
Mary
off of a
Giuliani,
credit card.
Lisa Spunoro, which I guess you knew she died a few years back.
What?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I missed that news
Yeah,
somehow.
I never heard the full.
Died while swimming laps in the pool.
Nice. Scott Mosier is in this movie. Walter Flanagan.
Basically, everyone that works for View Askew.
Pretty much. If you know anything about the View Askew universe,
Yeah, they're
all
in this
those
movie.
people are in
This
this
is where they
movie.
got their start.
This movie was released. What day?
At Cannes.
November 9th, 1994.
Cannes Film Festival.
That's where it found its legs.
Yeah.
I'm actually released like
94.
Had a budget of $27,000. We all
All
know about
on
this.
credit cards.
All on credit cards. Opening weekend was $31,000.
Hey, he covered it.
The gross was $3.1 million.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this is a movie that found its legs on home video.
Yep.
Let's talk about the soundtrack before we do anything.
Oh, dear.
Okay.
Yes.
So here's the thing. There is Dante's Lament, which is would you like to making fuck berserker? Did he just say making fuck?
Yes. You're a metal face. Come on, Olaf.
What's his band's name? He's in, this is my cousin Olaf. He's in a metal band. What's the name of the band? Fuck You Yankee Dog. That doesn't sound like a metal band. Dante's Lament, which is a little Ford, whatever.
I'm not even supposed to be here
I know.
today.
Clerks, Love Among Freaks, by Love Among Freaks. Kill the Sex Player by Girls Against Boys. Got Me Wrong by Alice in Chains.
Yes.
Making Me Sick by Bash and Pop. Chewbacca by Supernova.
Chewbacca.
Panic in Cicero by the Jesus Lizard. Shooting Star by Golden Smog.
Great cover, by the way.
Leaders and Followers, Bad Religion. Violent Mood Swings by Stabbing Westward.
Love that band.
Berserker, Love Among Freaks.
Yep.
Big Problems, Corrosion of Conformity. Go Your
Love
Own
that
Way by Seaweed.
Another decent cover.
Yeah. And Can't Even Tell by Soul Asylum.
One of the... okay, let me just stop you there for a second, because that Soul Asylum song...
I agree.
Oh, my gosh.
Dave and I are both huge Soul Asylum fans.
Huge.
But, I have very rarely have I seen a song used in a movie better than that song at that scene when it comes up.
Right.
And I'm just like, wow, okay, this is just crazy. And the other thing I got to admit, this is the first soundtrack that I can remember buying that had clips of the movie interspersed with the actual
which
music.
he did on like all of his.
Yeah, he later did that a lot, but it was a kind of a nice nod. So
No time for love, Miss Dr. Jones.
Here is my, because this is very soundtrack related. I remember seeing the trailer for this, I think when I went and saw Pulp Fiction.
Yep.
Okay. And which both came out right around each other.
Yeah.
And I remember like sitting there saying, okay. And it got to the end of the trailer and it starts and it puts all the featuring music by,
Yeah, and you're just
and
like,
I remember,
yeah.
well, no. I remember at 20 years old looking at my friend Richard, who I was there with, and saying, God, it seems like they're just making movies to make soundtracks these days. And
Thank goodness they did.
Yeah.
Amen to that.
But again, I did not see this movie in theaters. It was on VHS much later.
Yep.
Again, Richard was like, you got to see this movie. I was like, isn't that black and white, whatever
indie
thing? He was like,
film?
no. You have to see this movie.
Yeah.
And then I watched this movie and was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I have never felt so represented in my life.
Absolutely.
I still feel so represented in my life.
I know. Yeah, at almost 50 years old, I'm like, no. That right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll admit, we're kind of segueing into representation, but I do think this movie does get some shit for being a little whiny and a little pandering. However, I have never seen
very talkative.
and very talkative.
And that's been one of the things, At that age, I was like, no, this is what people really
these are
talk
real
like.
conversations, you know?
And they are, but we'll be honest, Kevin Smith has a tendency to really like the sound of his own.
Well, it's
not his own voice, but his own dialogue.
It's the banter back and forth.
Right.
But then again, we've seen that time and time again. I mean, one of my wife's favorite shows is Gilmore Girls.
Oh, yeah.
Which has got that banter
which
back
took
and forth.
this to a whole different level. So, yeah.
You know, so there's a lot that have done that.
But I think this movie, for anybody that was just out of high school, just going into college, which most of us around
Already
that time
in college.
yeah,
Right.
that was the era that we were at. It personified
Working dead end jobs.
just
Doing
get me
both.
through this day.
Yes.
That was the
Well,
personification of it.
let's be
you know?
honest. The whole "I'm not even supposed to be here today"
Yeah.
kind of became a catchphrase for Gen
Oh, very
X.
much so.
Oh no, we all
Very much so.
some of us still
Because
use it
that's the
to
whole
this
thing.
day.
Dante Hicks is one of the most put upon characters in cinema history.
Yes.
Let's be honest, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there are other, that you could argue, but Dante Hicks in the two movies that we have seen so far, and I know there's a third one on the way, and I'm really looking forward to it because I was skeptical going into 2 and wound up loving it as much as
Oh,
this
God,
movie.
yes.
And again, feeling seen,
Yeah. Yeah.
But he is just constantly put upon. And it's one of those things. He's a good guy, and he wants to do the right thing.
He's a good guy, but
And
he's also
yet-
a whiner.
and yes,
And yet,
yes,
but
he is.
it's well, I don't know. He's so much a whiner as he's just non-committal.
And then
Well,
Randall Graves is everybody's asshole best friend.
Oh God, yes.
Okay, that is.
I should know. I do a podcast with mine.
I was about to say we're looking at one right now. You know,
I haven't always been that way.
Alan, I love you, but you're my Randall.
Oh, fair enough.
here comes Alan. He's a berserker. But yes,
My girlfriend sucked 37 dicks in a row.
hey, you get back here. I got to admit, this movie when it came out,
Again,
yeah.
for people, let's say something, and this goes into the cultural. Okay.
Yes.
People have talked for years about how Caddyshack was the most quoted movie of all time.
Okay.
And I agree with that.
Until Clerks came
I
along.
agree with that
Okay.
for a certain demo.
Yeah.
For Gen X, this might be the most quoted movie of all time. I mean, honestly.
I know it's definitely the biggest touchstone
Yes.
for Gen Xers who, because basically
And
pretty much
believe me, there are
everybody,
people out there who hate this movie.
everybody
I get
had
it,
that job at some point
Absolutely.
in time,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we all had that job at
Absolutely.
one point. Maybe not the specific
Okay,
quick
well, this
stop, but
this segues into the staying power. Is this rewatchable?
Absolutely.
Is it something that you can still
Kidding
get
me?
in touch
This
with?
is like a once every 6 months watch.
yeah,
for me.
this is most definitely I can pull this movie out at any time.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
watch it,
I agree.
even
I agree.
now. So
All right, let's do the vote then. Dave,
Clerks.
Alan,
Clerks. There's
absolutely.
I love singles, but there's no taking down Clerks.
Yeah.
I mean,
Frowned on this.
it's just again, it's which kid do you love the most? But in this case, I definitely think
Clerks is most definitely my favorite
Yes.
child in this
Yeah.
one. So.
Absolutely.
All right. Moving on to our final bracket of the opening round.
Man, this is another tough one.
See, really, this one was easy for me.
Really?
I
This one was a little hard for me.
okay.
This
And
is,
mainly just because of current day situations over in
yeah,
Ukraine.
All right.
kind of stuff.
So, at the risk of this going way political, our matchup number 4, our number 2 ranking, Red Dawn. Our number 7 ranking, High Fidelity.
Well, right off the bat, we've got a problem.
I need coffee before I do it.
Oh, hit the pause button. Hit the pause button. Give him a minute.
I'll let you hit it.
All right, now that I have my coffee, we're
All
ready
right.
to go here.
See, coffee fixes everything.
So-
It does. I'm telling you, it's a
As tradition, let's start with the low seat on this one, High Fidelity.
right.
Which I struggled with the ranking on this one because I still think this should have been ranked way higher. But
High Fidelity? I don't know. I think if it went any higher, it may be a 6. I don't
All
think it
right.
gets any
All
higher
right,
than a 6.
all right, all right.
Do the stats.
give us the stats there, Alan.
Oh, I'm doing the. Okay, sorry.
That's your job the entire episode.
know.
You've got one job.
Did you not understand the assignment?
I understood that. I had the soundtrack pulled up as well.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so this was directed by Stephen Fierce.
Yes.
Written, the writers were based on the book by Nick
Yep.
Hornby, which Nick Hornby's written some great books.
Well, and the strange thing is, he wrote it for like somewhere in England.
Yes.
And they transferred it over
absolutely.
to somewhere in
Absolutely.
Chicago.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely. It is a very British book. It was released on March 31st, 2000. The budget was estimated $30 million. Opening weekend was 6.4, and it grossed 27.2 in the U.S., 47.1 on the world. The
Coffee maker.
Yeah, go ahead, hit that button. Somebody. All right.
Please.
So, as far as
thank you, Pledge, for hitting the button.
That's right, Pledge. So this stars John Cusack.
Yeah, it does.
It has
and his sister.
Yeah, of course. If it's got John Cusack, it's gonna have Joan in it. It's probably in okay, but Todd Luizzo, Jack Black. This is kind of a lot of people's introduction to Jack Black.
Yeah, he'd done a lot of Hey It's That guys before that.
Yeah, he had, and he'd been on Mr. Show, you know, but this was kind of that. Oh, hey, and we'll get into all that in a minute. Okay, Lisa Bonet, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Joan Cusack, Tim Robbins, Lily Taylor, because it's a John Cusack movie.
Yep.
Another Natasha Gregson Wagner, Drake Bell. Yes, from Drake and Josh. Sarah Gilbert is in this. Who else? Off the top of my head, that's really of note. It looks like that's it. As far, I mean, of course there are other people. I don't know how to pronounce her name. She played Laura. Hjejle. Heasley, something.
I think something like that.
Anyways,
she's Swedish, so
she was really good in this. I don't know that I've seen her in a whole lot. I'm sure I have, but okay.
Yeah.
So those are the stats.
Okay.
First thing that we have on. It's
just letting you know that the coffee's ready.
Okay.
Cool.
Let's start with the soundtrack.
Yes.
All right. You're Gonna Miss Me by the 11th Floor Elevators.
Great song.
Everybody's Gonna Be Happy by the Kinks. I'm Wrong About Everything, John Wesley Harding. Oh, Sweet Nothing, The Velvet Underground. Always See Your Face by Love. Most of the Time by Bob Dylan. Fallen for You, Sheila Nichols. Dry the Rain by the Beta Band. Shipbuilding, Elvis Costello and the Attractions, which this movie is named after an Elvis Costello song. Cold-Blooded Old Times by Smog. Let's Get It On by Jack Black.
Yes. Well, no. Technically, they are Barry Jive and the Uptown Drive.
Yes.
For that night only.
They were not only. For one night only.
They were considering possibly being Kathleen Turner Overdrive,
which is a brilliant band for a band. Okay, Low Boob Oscillator by Stereolab, Inside Game, Royal Trucks, Who Loves the Sun by the Velvet Underground, and I Believe When I Fall in Love It Will Be Forever by Stevie Wonder.
And I will go on record. That is one of the greatest songs to roll in credits to. It just personified everything in that movie. I'm going to gush a little bit about this one, boys.
All right.
This is one of my absolute favorite movies and a great soundtrack. I mean, you got the Kinks, you got Bob Dylan, you got the freaking Velvet Underground, the Beta Band, who nobody had heard of the Beta Band back then. You know, little band out of Chicago.
Right.
You know, and it really kind of pushed them. And the whole element of how those songs kind of interwove into the story itself was just so good. And let's not forget Lisa Bonet singing Baby, I Love Your Way. And
Peter fucking Frampton.
You know what? If I'm going to listen to a Peter Frampton song, let Lisa Bonet sing it.
Okay.
Because she killed that song.
She did good. She did good in it.
And, you know, we got to give just a moment of credit here to Jack Black knocking Marvin Gaye out of the park.
He did really well. Surprised the hell out of me.
Yes.
I was not familiar with him by that point. So it was when he's played into that song, it was like, oh,
you hear those vocals and you're just like, wow. The fact that you're
voice
take
came
on
out of that guy,
song,
you know, it's.
I'll be honest with you. Jack Black is one of those guys that I can he either annoys the absolute crap out of me, or I look at him and go, okay, that was really funny.
All right,
All
right, we got to talk about all this. This movie was released in 2000. Okay. I was working at CD Warehouse at the time.
Okay.
Our friend Andy, was like, "We got to go see this movie," because I had not seen anything.
Well, it's because Andy is our Jack Black.
Whoa! We're getting there. And it was we went and saw the movie, and it was so funny because we were sitting there. There's like 4 or 5 of us, and Andy and I were sitting on like opposite ends. He was working at CD Warehouse at the time also.
Right.
He was sitting on the opposite end of our row of friends, like I said, 4 or 5 seats down from me or whatever. There were so many points in this movie where the two of us just kind of like leaned forward, like, dude, that just happened the other day.
Yeah.
Just like, no, that is a, that it was one of those movies again. And after that, I can't tell you how many times that I was in that store with both of us working, and he said something, and some customer was like, have you seen that movie High Fidelity?
Oh my God.
He got so sick of hearing that, but it was like, no, dude, you kind of are that
kinda
character.
are Jack Black.
My favorite moment in that entire movie, and again, you guys are going to have to keep me from gushing here a little
Fine.
bit.
Hey, we can gush on this one. I love
The
this
scene where the guy comes in to buy the record for his daughter.
Yeah.
Do you have I Just Called to Say I Love You by Stevie Wonder?
Is she in
we
a
do.
coma?
There's no way your daughter likes that.
You don't really
she
know
been in
your
a coma?
daughter. Or whenever the dude, I forget what record he asked.
Blonde on Blonde.
Yeah, is it still on hold?
Yeah.
Or whatever he's like, yeah.
Bob Dylan, Blonde on Blonde.
Yeah. It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you not own these?
Exactly.
I know. I mean,
But here's the thing. Relevance for today. This is every record store I go in.
This is every music store.
again,
I don't care
for
if
what
it's-
what we talked about earlier about Empire Records.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could see the shift in 5 years of, hey, this is a cool kind of hip place to work where we're all going to hang out and we're going to have a good time with our friends, blah, 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 to, no, now we're all music snobs.
We're elitists.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
and not only that, but the re-rise of vinyl today, and the fact that
Yeah.
we're all so into it,
Yeah.
and finding the cool little indie vinyl shop and doing the digging and all of that.
but also knowing you have to put up with the
Arrogance and the
indie,
elitist, and my opinion is gospel. Kind
right.
of thing.
And don't get me wrong, we've all been guilty.
Yes.
Some record shops are like that, some are not.
Right.
Yeah.
Most of the ones that are like that are down here in East Nashville.
Yes, they are.
Actually, there's one that's a very, very famous one in Nashville that's very much an elitist one.
Ernest Tubb Record Shop.
No, I was going to go a different direction, but
I like Ernest Tubb.
Yes. Yes. So representation. I have my top 5 list.
I cannot tell you how many
inappropriate
how many
for this
times
movie.
I have made lists, okay, over the years prior to seeing this
Yes.
movie. Where it's like, no. Hey, what's the top 5 best jobs to have? What's the top 5
Right.
records of all time? First, what was the one that was the first opening song to albums or something like that?
Yeah.
Hell, we do that shit on here quite a bit
absolutely.
of our top, whatever, 10 or 15, whatever,
when what's her name's dad died, and he's like, top 5 songs for a funeral.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, some of those are actually really good.
Yeah, I know.
can see it.
So-
Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
yes.
I wish that's so good. I
And
wish I
during
thought
the
of that.
funeral, where he turns to the camera, and again to your
Right.
point from earlier, where he's having the conversation with the camera,
Right.
and he's talking about, I've always had this fantasy of some beautiful tear-sobbing woman singing, what was it? You're the best thing that ever happened to
Right,
me by
yeah.
Gladys Knight or something
Right.
like that.
Yeah.
That character, John Cusack. I think this was kind of okay. First, I'm gonna say something might be controversial, might not be. I think this is the last great movie that John Cusack was in.
Yeah. I'll agree with that.
Arguably.
This was also John Cusack's transition away from that lovable, youngish
Loser.
Gen Xer.
Yeah.
Honestly, after this, I mean, we're talking about
2012.
14. He did 2012. He did
Con Air.
No, that was before this.
Yeah.
Where he did like 1403.
Yeah, he went dark.
What was the one that he did? It wasn't God of War. The one where he was like the arms sales. It was basically an Iraq War anti-Iraq war. And stuff like that, where it's more of like, I'm going to start doing
grown up
stuff.
Yeah.
And it was like, no, dude, just.
But
keep doing what you're doing. Just do it as a middle-aged person rather than let's
be
keep
honest,
representing us, because he's kind of the greatest actor of our generation.
One of
most definitely.
I mean, just the transition from things like One Crazy Summer.
Yeah.
Better Off Dead, those kinds of things.
right.
The Savage Steve Holland
Say
movies.
Anything, any of that
say
stuff.
anything into something like this, where you're
Grosse Pointe Blank.
Oh, Grosse Pointe Blank.
You're seeing him transition as he's quote unquote growing up,
Right.
as we're growing up along with him.
Yeah. Right.
So I do think that we all owe a tribute to John Cusack on that. Staying power. What do you think?
Considering this is a Gen Xer having a complete midlife, he's never done anything with his life. His parents are completely disappointed in him. I mean, the whole phone call. She left. Oh my God, what are you gonna do now?
Yeah,
you know, that whole thing, to kind of going, all right, it's time to start over and reinvent.
Well,
and having his girlfriend force him into that.
There is a.
Because let's face it, a lot of us, we've had to have our significant other like
kick us in the butt,
force us into it.
There, so many jokes.
Leave Deadpool out of this. Leave Deadpool out of this.
Moving on.
Towards the end of the movie, because he's making all these lists throughout, and when she comes back, they get back together, and she finds his list of like best jobs to have.
Yeah.
And she's going through, she's reading, working at Rolling Stone in the 70s and blah, blah, all that kind of stuff. She's like, where's owning a successful record store in Chicago?
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of one of those like, oh yeah, I actually am doing something
that you love,
that I love, and is actually really cool, and something that a lot of people would kill to do. But you can't see it because it's right there, type stuff.
Forest for the trees.
Here is my bold statement of the episode, boys. For staying power, I have put that this is the Gen X equivalent of The Godfather or The Shawshank Redemption, in that if it's on television,
sit and watch it.
I'm watching it. Right. I don't care where it's at in the movie. I am stopping what I am doing, and I am watching the rest of it.
I will agree with part of that statement. So,
Gee, I wonder which part.
But yeah, I agree. Now, did either of you?
Hold on.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Uh-oh. Dave got to get comfy with this one.
Dave's got thoughts about The Godfather.
I went and got coffee while this was being. I think they made this statement while I was gone for a purpose. How dare you compare this to The Godfather?
In the aspect,
I think it's better than The Godfather.
No.
Well, of course you do, because you're a jerk.
Hang on. Hear me out on what I said, though, Dave. I said I compared this to The Godfather and The Shawshank Redemption in the aspect of, if it's on television and you're flipping channels, you're stopping and you're watching the rest of this.
Okay, I would
would do
agree
with those two.
That statement, but I would call it the Tombstone factor. Because
same applies.
Because if Tombstone's on, I'm stopping and watching that.
Either of you watched the Hulu?
The series, yeah,
with Zoe Kravitz.
It was okay. It wasn't great.
Funny that Zoe Kravitz is in it. Her mom was in the original.
I didn't bother.
I didn't watch it because, well, I love this movie, and I like so many other things. I don't need to see a remake of something I already love. That is, and also the
gender bend,
the gender swap, and the sexual orientation swap, and everything else. And I'm like, you know what?
It was. I think
this is a little too pandery to the millennials. Basically, I get it, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't need to see this. I don't have any ill will. I've heard that it was good.
I enjoyed it.
But again, I don't need.
It's not the original.
I don't
it's not
need
the
this
movie.
in my. I don't need.
Frankly,
that
I'm sick of the millennials coming through and remaking all of our great movies into something that is for them. Get your own culture.
Speaking of remakes,
speaking of millennials making horrible remakes.
I'm segueing again, but
man, you're good at this.
Hey, millennials, get your own culture, would you please?
Really,
Hey,
actually, you know what I want to say? Listen, Gen Xers who are actually in charge in Hollywood, stop remaking all the same shit that we've already had. Okay, I mean, let's be honest.
Okay, Gen Xers that are in Hollywood remaking all the stuff that we love for millennials, stop it.
Yeah, I just stop.
To quote Jason Lee, where's my remake of BJ and the Bear? Now there's an idea I can get behind.
Man and his monkey.
A man and his monkey.
Holy crap! Why have we not seen this?
I'm telling you.
I'm really kind of surprised there hasn't been some kind.
Give me a remake of Convoy.
Yeah.
Give me a remake.
You know
of
what?
Skiddos.
You know what? It's time for a resurgent of trucker culture.
I like this.
And CB radios.
I like this plan. I'm happy to be a part of it.
All right, guys.
We got to get you guys some CBs.
Our final movie,
yes,
is Red Dawn.
Boys,
I love this movie, but let's be honest, this thing had no soundtrack.
There is no soundtrack.
There is no soundtrack.
There's some score.
There's an
to
original music score.
And I have to do it. You have to do it every time that you bring up.
Oh, hold on.
All right.
All right. Released August 10th, 1984.
Yes.
That's very prescient right there.
Yeah.
It had a budget of about $17 million. Opening weekend was $8.2 million. Grossed $38 million.
It made its money back and then some.
Yes. Stars. Here we go.
Oh, this is, to use your phrase, sir, a murderer's row of stars.
Patrick Swayze, C. Thomas Howell, Leah Thompson, Charlie Sheen, Darren Dalton, Jennifer Grey, Ben Johnson, Harry Dean Stanton.
That's the one everybody forgets.
Ron O'Neill.
Powers Booth.
Powers Booth. I'm getting there. Hold on. Let's see.
Oh, who played the guy that was supposed to be Hitler? I can't remember him. He's been in a bunch of movies too.
Oh, I'm missing somebody here. Oh, no, that's not him. I guess I got him all.
Which I always thought was funny. He switched from Russian to Spanish.
Oh, I know. That is.
I'm like, dude, pick a language, you know?
Yeah, that is. I mean, you just go down that line of wow.
Yeah.
You know,
to see what they become now. You
right.
know?
Yeah.
So we can pretty much just skip out the soundtrack.
Yeah, they're really. I mean, there's a score, and
it does well.
It's a decent
does
score.
build,
you know, and there really isn't no other music in it whatsoever.
No, not really.
We talked about Red Dawn in a previous episode. We were pretty deep into it.
I did not hate the sequel as much as you guys did.
It's not a sequel.
Or remake. Sorry, remake.
It was bad.
It wasn't great. It wasn't terrible.
I will never support the remake because of the way that the studio bowed to China.
Yeah,
I will never do it.
No, that's my major complaint about it is because they bowed to China as hard as they did, but they had so much Chinese investment money in it, they didn't have a choice.
And it is one of those things that, politics aside, I just don't like any company saying, all right, fine, we'll do whatever we have to do in order to get.
So let me ask you, because this is one I kind of struggled with when we were talking about Gen X. To me, this is more like some baby boomer Reagan era person said, hey, go make me a Reagan era action movie and use high schoolers.
Right. And the reason why I put this on Gen X is we talked about it again in our episode. How much younger are you than Dave and I?
Not much. Like a year or two.
Really?
Okay,
I thought it was more than
I'm
that.
49.
I'm 48.
I'll be 46 this year.
Okay, so you're okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was 10 when this movie came out. Scared the absolute hell out of me.
Oh, yeah.
I loved it, but it was like it scared the absolute hell. Because the thing is that we were growing up during
Cold War.
The Cold War. Like right before the Cold War ended, but it had escalated so much that we were back at that almost level of Cuban Missile Crisis, type stuff, of the prevalence of maybe not the U.S. being invaded, but definitely some kind of nuclear attack, which aren't we talking about that again?
We were at that time, we were all looking at this going, it felt more like, okay,
this felt like something that could actually happen.
It was like, okay, if this takes the next step, what could the next step be?
Right.
This was kind of almost like a what if movie.
Yes, in a lot of ways.
And it was kind of the culmination of all our young Cold War fears.
Right. Now, it obviously was very much, and it's even name dropped, very much like the conflict that was going on between the Soviet Union and Afghanistan at the time.
Yeah.
But it
I mean, they even, when they got up into the mountain scenes, they were even using equipment that was very remnant of the Russian equipment in Afghanistan, especially that helicopter.
But it is very of its time.
Yeah.
Right.
Very representational, I guess, representative of, obviously not had enough coffee yet. It's very representative of what a war on U.S. soil would look like, where it would be kids fighting.
Well, it's always kids fighting.
But I mean like someone who is not that much older than I was at the time, type stuff where it's like, no, that shit could actually happen,
right.
maybe.
And I get all that.
And so, and it's kind of, also it's coming off the back of, you had all these Vietnam movies.
Yeah, well, you had
tons of
you
them.
had Vietnam movies, and you had just general action movies.
Right.
you
But
know.
I'm just talking about like quote unquote real,
Right.
all this, because let's be honest, the 70s and the 80s were the late 70s and all the way through the 80s were the boomers trying to
replay Vietnam so they can win.
They weren't trying to replay it to play the win. They were trying to deal with their own trauma,
Right.
Dealing with Vietnam, And so this was kind of the first one that came along. Was like, no, this isn't about us so much as it is about what do our kids.
Right,
have
and
to
I
look
get
forward
that.
to,
I guess it was just, to me, and again, and I'm not knocking the movie
Right,
or
right.
its cultural reference or anything like that. Just in reference to it applying to Gen X, I don't think it was a good, real representation of Gen X people, just because of the fact that, let's be honest, if this kind of stuff happened during our time when in the 90s or whatever, we were cannon fodder at that point.
Oh, absolutely.
And if we're going by the rules, I can't exactly disagree with that, because
Right.
we're not talking about the different, the preps, the junk,
Right.
the burnouts, the whatever.
Right.
There's not really a separation of those groups.
There's not anything that's tying that to Gen X culture at that time other than its carryover. Now, that is true.
Mm-hmm.
You had a lot of people that were carryover that were still very, pro Reaganomics, pro, that kind of drive.
Ronald Reagan was at the height of his power in '84. I mean,
Right, exactly. So, and even going into the Bush era and into the, the 90s and stuff, you still had a lot of people that were still, quote unquote, toting that flag.
Mm-hmm.
So I do see that there was some carryover on it. I think that was more of the exception than the rule when it comes to people that were in Gen X, because most of us by that point, we were tired of it. We were exhausted. We were more worried about.
But we were being beat over the head with it.
True. Very true.
That's
very, very true. And, we were just looking at it from the sense of, heard this story before, let's go on.
Yeah, but again, the biggest reason that I put it on here is because of people look back at the 80s, especially millennials and even Gen Z now, who were never even
didn't exist then,
close to being anywhere from the 80s, and all they see is the good stuff.
Right.
Oh, the music was good. Oh, the fashion was so
neon,
funny. The this, the that. And it's like no. You can't just look back and cherry pick all the stuff that you think was awesome out of it, because this was going on right there at the surface, not even underneath the surface, right there at the surface, all the way through the 80s.
Yeah, and again, I'm not taking anything away from that. I just don't see that this was a good Gen X tie-in to it. I mean, yes, it's still entertaining. It's still rewatchable.
The feelings, the memories, the fact that we've got what we've got going on in the current political, situation we got.
Right. Which brings, again, I put this list together before any of that was happening.
No, I got you.
And I mean, it
long before
it brings up all the old feelings.
Yeah,
and
it is.
And to go back to the post I made back when it first started on the Instagram page, one of the few that I've actually done on the project was, "Hey, millennials and Zoomers who are dealing with your first bout of World War III panic, find yourself a Gen X friend to see you through it. We spent our entirety of our childhoods prepping for nuclear war alone while eating Pop-Tarts directly out of the foil."
Yes, I still do that. So
yeah, I still do that also more than I probably should.
Yeah.
But if we go by the rules that were set up, I can see Barry's point.
Right.
From your perspective, I can see your point also. So I've got a bad feeling I'm going to end up being the tiebreaker.
Well, let's vote then between the two.
Oh, I'm taking High Fidelity.
High Fidelity.
High Fidelity.
So that was easy.
That was a lot easier. I mean, because it's High Fidelity. Yeah. I mean, Red Dawn is a very specific time in Gen X. Okay.
And don't get me wrong, I love this movie.
I love it.
I still
like I said at the beginning, these are not knocks on these movies
that
at
was
all.
one of those when we did that episode, I guess it was a year and a half ago or whatever
Probably,
it was.
yeah.
It was one of those things. That's the first time I'd gone back and watched that movie in a while, and I was like, "Holy shit, this thing holds up."
That's like
this holds up like you wouldn't believe. It's
that's like an every other year thing for me, and for me, that's a quotable movie also.
it definitely has its.
I mean,
Wolverines.
Even,
all right,
even more
so,
than just Wolverines.
We're down to our Sweet 16 bracket.
Well,
our portion of it.
Exactly.
Which means we have to debate
We got to go.
Two.
Oh, wow. There are two biggies on this one. So
We have to debate.
All right.
Which one are we
What's
starting
what's the
with?
first bracket?
the first bracket would be Empire Records versus SFW.
And what's the other one?
The other one is Clerks versus High Fidelity.
God bless.
I mean, this is there is no wrong answer here.
Oh my
no wrong answer.
God. All right.
Okay, so
you know what? We have not set up any kind of rules about how to debate the other.
Wing
That's
it.
the first.
Wing it.
I know because we've already covered all the movies.
Okay.
You know, it's
I have one simple rule.
okay.
One simple thing that I think will truly make this a little bit easier.
Okay.
If you're grabbing a Gen Z, a millennial, anyone that came up after us, and you're sitting them down and you're going to give them one movie to watch to personify what represents Gen X in every possible form that you can, which of these two are you showing? Are you showing Empire Records or are you showing SFW?
Oh,
Yeah, I know that doesn't really make it any easier.
I've got my
That
answer.
Especially considering
that actually may have made it harder.
that I just rewatched SFW again for
I watched
very
both
recently.
of them actually. So
Okay, so
I'll go ahead and throw mine out there. Mine is going to be for Empire Records, just because of the fact that
Again,
while
this is-
SFW,
this bracket especially
Yeah.
is serious apples to oranges. Okay? Because you have Empire Records, which is this, hey, we're all in this area and we all have similar interests or on some level, okay?
Yeah.
And we're all friends and we're all at this cool store and we have a cool boss and
right.
we're fighting for this establishment. Damn the man. We're fighting for this establishment that we love and we want to see not become corporate and blah blah blah. Then you have SFW, which literally stands for so fucking what, you know, and it is very much the nihilistic version of what we of the flip side of that.
Once again,
you know?
we've got Empire Records, which is our Facebook self, and we've got SFW, which is what we are behind the camera.
Well,
Yeah.
but the reason why I went with Empire Records on this is because of the fact that because you have so many different storylines in that,
Right.
it's more relatable for people to be able to connect with when you're seeing, oh, that's me.
So
SFW doesn't really have that because you're really only getting.
So what you're saying is Empire Records is our gateway drug?
Yes, that's a perfect example.
And SFW is our heroine.
And if you notice, if you think about that for a second, this one was on HBO. This one you had to pay to watch. The first one's free. The next one's going to cost you.
Something like that.
So,
With that argument, that's hard to deny.
you know what? Part of me wants to go with SFW just for one thing.
Okay.
I want to hear George complain about it whenever we.
nice.
Okay, you cannot base your answers on trying to annoy
right, so-
the other podcasts.
So does that mean that you're going SFW?
I think representative of the spirit of Gen X.
Yes.
I have to go SFW.
Okay. That means you're the tiebreaker, buddy.
Oh God!
You knew it was going to come down to that. You knew it was.
I know, and
like I said, there's no wrong answer.
I agree with you as being representative of being Gen X. He makes a good point about one was free, the second one you had to pay for.
Right.
He's right about the multiple storylines and the different types of folks involved in those storylines. The nihilism side of SFW and the fact that you'd get to hear George complain about it.
Where's your coin flip app, Dave?
Yeah, no.
You're going to wear that sucker out on this one and the next one.
Okay, I'm cheating.
Okay.
I'm breaking out the coin flipper.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
And
Here
what
you go. Here's your actually easy. Which one has a better soundtrack?
Ooh, that's hard.
you really want to put that question to me, Mr. Show Up with 700 songs for an episode?
Wow.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to flip this, and while it's spinning, I'm going to go Empire Records.
You're going to go Empire Records? We're waiting on an app, folks.
I know.
Just
The coin disagrees with me.
Okay.
Coin says SFW, huh?
Coin says SFW, but the fact that I answered Empire Records while it was in the air.
And like I said,
right.
there's no wrong answer.
There's
on
no,
this one.
hey, the fact that SFW made it out of the first round surprised the fuck out of me to begin with. So.
Now here, this is going to be the one. That's gonna win. We have Clerks versus High Fidelity.
You literally have my adolescence versus my middle age.
See,
fighting each other here.
Your young adult. Your adolescence versus your young adult.
This is the easy one for me.
Okay, which one?
This is Clerks.
Clerks?
I honestly
100% Clerks.
I mean,
as much as I love High Fidelity.
I wish that High Fidelity had been in a different bracket so that we could see it possibly come out of, you know, or one of these was in a different bracket.
It just came up against the...
But it just, that is...
The monster. You know?
Oh my God, that is...
That's Godzilla rolling its way through.
And the thing is, I am not upset with any of the outcomes in this.
No, absolutely. I agree with all of them.
Again, getting to the SFW, making it into the second round and the Sweet 16, basically, I love that. I'm glad. I'm surprised. That is one of those like happy surprises of like, oh, there's your Cinderella
and the fact
story
that
out of this
it
bracket.
topped out Scream, which is one of your favorite movies.
I know. And the thing is that I think the debate that we had on that,
I think it's legit.
It's very legit.
Yeah.
You know,
and the reason the Clerks High Fidelity thing was so easy for me is if I'm flipping through the channels and both of them are on, it's going to be Clerks every time.
Ooh, that's tough. See, to me, I think High Fidelity is more watchable, but Clerks is more impactful.
Again, you're asking me to take my dogs into the backyard and make a decision of which one I'm putting a bullet in their brain. You know, I mean, that's
pick
Sounder or Old Yeller. Your
I
choice.
know. It's
you
like,
know.
Geez,
all right, so this is me holding a gun to your head. Pick a dog.
Oh, I'm not. No.
All right. Well, we did it, boys. We got it down.
We got it down to that, and we did it under 2 hours, which is what I told everybody else. Longer than half an hour, under 2 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll be moving on with these, and once
we will be. Okay, so here's the deal.
Hold on. So we're down to Clerks and High Fidelity, right?
Out of our bracket.
Empire.
So Empire Records or
Clerks.
Or Clerks.
But the thing is, they're not going to go head to head in this. Actually, they will, won't they?
Yes, they will.
Oh, no, we can't talk about it here.
Nope.
Because that's the next.
That's the next one.
And that's with everybody.
So tune in next time, folks.
That's right.
Here's your
the
cliffhanger.
thing. If you're not already subscribed to or aware of, go to GenXGrownUp.
Yes.
Subscribe.
Subscribe to them first off.
And join their Discord server also.
We love John and George and Mo. I mean, that is.
I think you said those out of order. I think it should be Mo, John, and George.
Whatever. And they are doing their bracket. They have the northern bracket. I know. Yes. Then which you can go to our Instagram and see all the brackets if you are interested in that.
And we might post them up in Discord as well, just so we've got them.
Yeah, we probably should do that along with the video.
Also, go to. Hold on, let me see. Hold on, let me pull this up here so I can tell you what everybody has here.
Okay.
Then there is also Society Owes Me a Gen X podcast, who has the Southern bracket.
Right.
And then you have Gen X Mixtape, who has the Western bracket.
Yep.
And they are going to be posting.
And by the way, keep in mind, the names of the brackets have no bearing on what the movies are whatsoever. I just needed to give it a title.
We needed something for, okay, fine, whatever, north, south, east, west. It's easy. We have 4 of them,
At one point, we were going to call them the Donatello, the Leonardo.
Yeah, we had several different that was kind of cool, but it was, So they are going to be doing this exact same thing over on their feeds. We haven't, when this drops, the other ones will be available also. We will coordinate that. But definitely go and follow those other 3 shows because we support them here.
Smash that subscribe button.
Exactly,
Yes.
And they're going to debate this all down to the Elite 8 like we do. They're third round. And then we're going to get together and we're going to debate this down to the champion of what is the greatest movie about Gen X.
And speaking of Discord, if you agree with what we've said, if you disagree with what we said, if you think we're completely off our rocker and Scream should have been the number one on this or anything like that,
yes,
go on Discord, make your case. We want to hear these arguments. We want to hear people's point of view on this stuff because this is all subjective.
Yes.
Which, by the way, if you're looking for an invite to our Discord page, that open Discord invite is over on the Facebook page.
Look
so
at you.
stop by the Facebook page and smash that link to the Discord.
Look at you
even
being all
better,
efficient.
just look in the show notes and there's a link to that open invite.
Oh, look, it's also in the show notes.
My
also.
goodness.
The show notes always have links to all of our social media.
And we really do
So
encourage
it's,
everybody to come out to Discord. I know we've had several people that have jumped on there already that have made some comments on previous ones.
And we also have people who are cross-pollinated from the
Yes.
shows that we were just talking about.
Yes.
You know? So,
Yep.
and then it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
It's about building a community.
Exactly.
Folks. We got
And,
to connect all the Gen Xers so we have some way to fight back against the.
Hey, look, us Gen Xers that we have to stick together because nobody else has ever looked out for us. So it's
Gentlemen, I think I can sum it up with a quote from one of these movies. Damn the man, save the empire. That's us. We're the empire. We got to support each other on this. We've got to go through it.
I don't know.
As an
I don't
Empire
like saying
Records,
we're
go with me.
the Empire is kind of.
You got to get out of your Star Wars line. That's all I'm saying. Damn the man, save the empire. It's either that or Scream Wolverines again, and I don't want to do that.
Nah, so fucking what?
On that note, folks, I am Big Dave.
I'm Barry.
And I am Alan, and we will see you next time.
See ya.
Well, I wake up some dream.